Well, good morning. Welcome back to Canada. It is finals day here in Vancouver Island. We're here at Stelly Secondary School at the Boulders Gym, and behind me now you can probably see a lot of athletes moving around on the mat, getting ready, having their little observation time at the bottom of the wall, talking to each other. It's a very holistic environment to be in here at a finals. All the athletes will talk to each other, commune with each other, give suggestions to each other. It's not elitist at all. They don't focus on their own routes. It's a very nice atmosphere to be in. We're going to be seeing that happening all the way through today, even when we move into finals as well. Here we have 26 athletes in each category, 27 for one of them for the females as well, due to a tie at the qualification round. And we're going to be looking at a huge range of different abilities and age ranges as we move on through today. I hope you're as excited as I am. Here's a look at the wall. Rousset has been working all the way through the night, getting things ready for today, getting prepared so that these athletes have a new set of routes to compete on as we move into the semi-finals. So these guys just starting to do their talk through at the moment then, and whilst they're doing that, whilst they're having their talk through, I have the privilege of speaking to our chief route setter here, who's Reinhard Fichtinger, about what we're going to be seeing here. So Reinhard, if we start off with the female youth B category, we start with the youngest at the moment then. Talk us through the blue route on the far right hand side here. What have you intended here?
Yeah, we set up 6 new routes for each category 1. So on the right is the blue for youth B girls. It's quite a long route with a lot of small crimps, a little weird section in the start with they might get a no-hand there with a big blue nose. Then just to move up over the lip, and it's quite sustained climbing to the end, and the last part is really steep, so we expect like 1 or 2 tops in the semi-finals.
Grading wise on this blue route, what are we looking at for our semi-final grading?
On the blue route, we're looking at like an 8A.
So 8A for athletes of 14 and 15 years old. Are you expecting to see some people conquering that one in the female youth B, the talent that we've got here?
Yeah, I hope so. We saw some really talented climber in the qualification, and I'm sure somebody will do this route.
Moving further around then, the orange route we can see on this side here. Talk us through this one.
The orange route is for youth A girls. It's quite a long route. The start is not so steep. They climb on the arete, it's a little bit technical, and as soon as they get in the roof, it's really powerful, and I think they can't stop anywhere, and then they just can fight to the top. It's like an 8A plus, and I hope we see some tops too, 1 or 2.
So again, another sustained one. We're starting with a bit of a technical beginning, and then as we're moving into the main roof section, you've got a nice little procedure for them to follow up there, like we had with the juniors route, the green one that was there.
Yeah, it's quite similar to the juniors route, but it's longer in the roof. The juniors route ended at the start of the roof, and it goes all the way through the roof, and like the hardest move on the end.
Okay, jumping over to the other side then, this pink route we have here on the other side. Who's this one for, and what are we looking at?
The pink one is for use for the category use A male. It's like an hard 8A plus or 8B. It's also quite a vertical start, a little corner. It shouldn't be too much problem for them, and as soon as they reach the steep part after this red volume, it's quite sustained climbing on small holds, and I hope we get a good separation there in the second part.
And over onto the green then, the next one. This one's for, which brand of athletes is this for? There's a nice interesting section up here around the volume, and then moving up into some really interesting extra volumes on the roof there, the horn, the yellow horn. What's the intention on this one?
The green one is the steepest route of all these. It's for junior male. It's also like an 8B, and it's quite powerful. You can't stop anywhere, I think, and there's this volume section in the middle, which maybe they get the first troubles, and then they move on to the big nose. And I think from here it's all the way good moves to the top, and maybe you have to reach the nose to come to the final. So that was the intention for us.
Have you changed any of these routes since we arrived here? Looking at the caliber of the athletes, how good the athletes are, has it made you need to change anything, or are you still with the original plan?
Yeah, we still left some changes open after the qualification. So we said we look at the climbers at qualification, and then we try to make the route as good as possible, and we tweaked them a little bit yesterday night and the day before yesterday. So I hope we did a good job.
Moving on then, onto this red start, this red route here a little bit further round. What's this one?
The red is for USB man. It also follows the steep part of the wall. It's maybe the nicest part of the wall here, and there's a lot of features and volumes. And the middle there's a little jump and a big red box where it's hard to see the hole you're going for. It's a little bit of a risky move for them. And the top section is quite crimpy, so we saw some good climbers in USB, and I think we will have 1 or 2 tops on this one too.
And grading for the Youth B male?
Grading is about an 8A or 8A plus.
8A to an 8A plus for Youth B male here then. And moving round again now to the final route on this side, the yellow and purple one here. It starts with a couple of yellow ones, but it's mainly purple holes all the way up on the far left-hand side. What's this?
It's the junior girls routes. We used more than one color here, so it looks more interesting for them, and it starts also with a quite vertical part, but as soon as you get to these 2 volumes, the 2 purple volumes, it's really steep climbing and powerful moves. The last 2 moves on the vertical part again, but it can be quite interesting for them. It's really nice to climb these routes. I hope we see some good separation there.
So the last few moves at the very top we're talking about here, is that one? And that's where you think you're going to see most of the falls for this category?
I think most of the falls we see around this, between the purple and the green volume. Like around this green volume is maybe the cut for the final.
So green volume up on the far left-hand side one is the main cut for the final on this one here. What kind of grading is this route?
It's also like an 8A and hard 8A, similar to the USB male route.
Would you go as far as to say an 8A plus, or you think it's an 8A, but just a difficult one?
Maybe. I mean, competition routes are always hard to grade. It's like an 8A with some hard finish.
And with the team that you've got here, what was the intention moving into the World Youth Championships for you as a team? How have you worked as a team on these routes? Has it been good sitting here and setting?
Yeah, it was very good. We had a lot of time, and we could really spend a lot of time on the routes. We had a rest day yesterday where we didn't have to set, so we had 2 days for 2 nights for the semi-finals to prepare. And yeah, we could spend a lot of time on the routes, and this is always a good sign.
And what about for the final later on? Are we expecting to see these obviously getting a little bit harder again later on? And have you got some exciting stuff lined up for us for that?
Yeah, the finals don't necessarily have to be harder than the semi-finals. They just are more exciting, more risky moves maybe. And yeah, you just have to separate 8 people, and in semis you have to separate 26 people. So the separation is not the main purpose of the finals. It's more the show, and to have the best 3 climbing very high and maybe to have 1 top.
Reinhard, thank you very much. I'm going to let you go and get settled now because we're about to bring out our first few athletes, and I know you want to go and watch that, but thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
That was Reinhard Fichtinger, our chief route setter here. So a wide range of different abilities and gradings here, but sitting around the 8A to 8B mark in our semi-finals here. And as Reinhard said just a few moments ago, they don't necessarily have to up their game for the finals. It's an endurance thing as much as it is anything else. And then he also wants to obviously put on a good show for the crowd here behind us, which is going to get absolutely rammed as we move through the day here. We're going to see a lot of people coming down to the venue here at Stelli's. Good morning to you. If you are with us now and you're joining us A very good morning to you. How's everyone doing today? Get in touch with us. You can do that by getting onto Twitter using the hashtag WYCH2013. Tell me who you're rooting for. Tell me who you're supporting and where you're joining us from. We'll be talking as we move through the day as well about who we're expecting to see moving into our finals. That all important 8 spots in each category, 8 spots in every category, 6 categories all in all. Youth B, male and female, Youth A, male and female, and juniors, male and female, ranging from around 14 years old up to 19 at the World Youth Championships here. I'll be with you all day. My name's Daniel Finn. If you want to grab my attention, just include my name when you tweet. Hashtag WYCH2013.
So I'm happy to tell you that some of the countries have 100% of their climbers in the semis. I know it's the case for the Brits, for the French, for the Belgians, for Serbia, but she was on her own. Help me out. Who else has got 100% of their athletes in these semi-finals?
Al getting in touch with us on Twitter, getting psyched about semi-finals. Also Phil Waterhouse, who said the waiting a moment ago was killing you. It's okay, Phil. We're about to get things underway. I believe you're joining us from Great Britain. We have all of the Brits that turned up here for the World Youth Championships making it through into the semi-final stage. Let's hope we can get some of them through to the finals as well. So just to give you a recap while our athletes are looking at the wall here, just to give you a recap of what difficulties we're looking at. Female Youth B, we're looking at an 8A. Female Youth A, we're looking at an 8A plus. And for the junior girls, we are looking at an observation underway at the moment. The athletes getting their time to come out and have a look at what they're about to start dealing with. They've been in isolation since this morning with the big lockdown doors in front of the wall, so nobody could see what was behind. And the athletes moved into isolation. We opened up the wall for the audience to have a little gander at what we're looking at here, and now the athletes get their chance to come and have a look as well. Lots of athletes to keep an eye on as well as we're moving through today. Some incredible performances during the qualifying rounds. Looking at the male juniors category, just the male juniors, we have Domen Skofik, Loic Timmermans, Sebastian Helenki, Josh Levin, another one to keep your eyes peeled for, Thomas Johannes. Plenty of names here that are worth watching out for. Over onto female juniors lead, Magdalena Rook as well. Never rule that one out of a competition. She's a very strong contender for the gold medal here, let alone the finals. Katarina Posch, another one to keep your eyes peeled for. Claudia Maldonado as well of Mexico put in a fantastic performance starting here during the qualifications. Sat Sol is here as well for Korea. And the hope for the USA, Delaney Miller. Aya and Noe as well, another one. Some of the female juniors to watch out for as we move on to that one. Male Youth A, some of the guys to keep peeled for. Hannes Pullman and Jörg Palmer. Bernard Roek, Magdalena's brother, another one to keep your eyes peeled for. Martin Bergant as well, of Slovenia. Female Youth A, Anak Verhoeven, Jessica Pills, who just made the final at a senior competition at Imst. Got through to the final 8 there, Jessica. And male Youth B lead, it's all about Sasha Lehmann and Kai Leitner Swiss athlete Sasha Lehmann, and from the USA, Kai Leitner. What a performance in the qualifications. Over onto Youth B female as well. It's Janja Garnbrett to watch out for. Claire Buffin, who was in the speed category yesterday as well. She has not stopped climbing since she got here. Celine Soipers as well of Belgium. Just to name a few of those athletes there as we move through today to watch out for. Let us know where you're joining us from, who you're here to support. Meili Wagner saying, so excited for semis, go USA. Nice to see some of you joining us from a little bit lower, just below us where we are now. US guys getting in touch. So the guys still having their little moment or two to observe the routes here. You can see all the boys just in front of me. Some of the girls over there on the Youth B now categories coming up. It's very hard to manage this many athletes moving around up here on the mat. We've had hundreds and hundreds of competitors here attempting to get to this stage, and now 26 in every category, 27 in one. 27 in the female juniors category, that is.
Amongst the volunteers, some of whom know absolutely nothing about climbing, it has to be said, and they're kind of discovering this whole crazy universe that is a climbing competition.
These guys having their time to observe. How is everyone this morning? Fantastic venue we have here in Canada. They've been brilliant all the way through. They're only going to continue to supply everything we need at this competition. We've got a huge contingent of volunteers, which is even better.
Short words get exchanged because people are tired, very tense, and either I have missed a whole bunch of goings on, but I haven't seen really any of that, and that's a much more pleasant atmosphere to be.
The volunteers here have been absolutely fantastic. The organisation phenomenal as well. This beautiful huge wall. There's a boulders gym around the back for the athletes to warm up in. Dominic Burns for Ireland as well, making it through into the semi-finals. See him just moving around in front of me here. Great to see that one as well. Saw him at the British Bouldering Championships not that long ago. And I'll be chatting to these guys constantly as we move through the day. I'll be pulling them over to have a bit of a conversation with them. Whenever they get down, try and catch as many as I possibly can for you. But if you're after anyone in particular, if you're joining and there's a load of you watching at the home gyms or wherever else you're joining us from, I don't mind a couple of suggestions coming in on Twitter. It went a bit crazy last year in Singapore. But if you are watching and there's a load of you back home, let us know. Hazel in Ireland is asking whether there's a running order for today, please. I can give you some vague times. We're due to start, well, we were due to start here at 12:30 with our first climb. A little bit over that now as the observation's taken a little bit longer than expected. There are so many athletes here, it's very hard to manage all of them at once. Team doing a great job down on the ground. So we are any moment now about to start with our semi-finals. We'll be finishing up and taking a break for about 3 hours for the routes to be reset by our setters here. They get about 3 hours to reset 6 final routes for the 8 athletes in each category that will make it through to the finals, and we'll be bringing you the finals here at 4:30. If you're after the start lists, you'll be able to find those online as well. But that's the times for today. That's what we're going through on the times, just in case you were interested.
Just remember that in the younger categories in particular, in some cases, it's going to be their first international outing, and they're going to be pretty nervous.
So just a few moments, the belayer team are moving up onto the mats, getting themselves sorted, and the athletes are now moving back into isolation, getting ready to be brought round when we need to. Judges giving the thumbs up to say that they're ready. Okay, the climbers have just been given the A-OK. We're about to bring out our first set of guys for today. So it's in reverse order from the order that we have qualified in. So the lowest athletes to qualify coming out first, moving up to the highest athletes to qualify. Ryder Hoy in the male juniors lead coming out first. Elise Sethna in the female juniors lead coming out first. Both athletes for Canada. The crowd are going to get psyched with that to start us off. Nicholas Bradley of the USA in male youth A lead. Chloe Leberge of the USA in the female youth A lead. Marlon Alexis Pozo of Ecuador first out on male youth B. And Mika Hosoi of Canada in female youth B. Those are our first athletes now out onto the floor here for us. So Ryder very quick to start here, off on the male junior route, the green route you can see. Nice looking start with an undercling section there, some really funky holds on the wall. And then pushing up into this first incline section. This is going to get really interesting when we start to move up towards the midsection with all the volumes that are scattered up there. The giant horn, the yellow horn up towards the top. Seen similar holes to that at Briançon this year in the male final, if you remember. Interesting thing to try and get around. So the junior male here is an 8B. It's very powerful, and we are expecting the volume section to be the first bit of trouble that they get into a little bit later on. Elise Sethna starting off on the far left-hand route for Canada as well. Only one climb, guys. If you are new to this one, they don't get another chance at this. They have to try and get as high as they possibly can on this attempt on sighting these routes. Ryder slow and steady, a little bit of the shakes here at this point. Hopefully not too pumped just yet. Got to be careful with his arms. You can see him shaking out there a little bit. Moving on to some of the other athletes we have on the wall then. Over on the female youth A route right now. For the USA, we have Chloe Leberge. Now this one, the female youth A route we're looking at here. This is a long route. The arête at the beginning can be quite technical, and then moving into a very powerful roof later on. It's an 8A plus in terms of difficulty, and it is very, very long. Fall there, unfortunately, for Elise Sethna. And a fall there as well for our US athlete, Leberge. Ryder just missing out on that pocket there. Trying to push for it, but no such luck at that point. Let's pull some people over. Let's get chatting to them. Elise. Giving you a second just to catch your breath before we have a brief conversation, but I wanted to ask you what the wall's like today.
The wall looks really cool. The routes look really wicked. I'm not exactly like super psyched about my climb there. I probably should have thought about it a little more. But you know, it is what it is. This is my last year, my last climb probably, so I'm excited. Move on to the open circuit solely, so yeah, it was a good ride.
So this one here that we're looking at, what was the point that got you?
I should have bumped to the green thing on the pink feature, and then came into the purple. because my feet weren't set up to match the pink. But that was my mistake.
So it was footing for you.
Yeah, well, I should have. I previewed it a different way than I had ended up climbing it, but it is, yeah.
So your last year then, you're going to go on to the open circuit, you just said. So that's over here in Canada, is it?
Well, no, I've been competing at the bouldering World Cups for a while, so I think I'm just going to continue doing that and stop bleed for a little bit.
Are we getting you over in Munich?
Not this year, but maybe next year. Yeah.
Elise, I wish you all the best. I will see you soon.
Bye.
Elise Ethner for Canada. I'll keep grabbing guys as they jump down, try and talk to as many as I possibly can today. Semi-finals is a big deal for a lot of these guys. Elise Ethner, her final year here on the circuit. So, moving on to the next set of athletes that we've got coming up here. For Germany now, next up on female youth A, we have Mona Kellner making their climb there. Over on male junior for Russia now, Andriy Shagin. For Ecuador, over on the male youth B category wall, 293 starting off here, and that is Marlon Alexis Pozo, first to climb on this route. Starts with that little collection of speed holds you can see there. For Russia, over on female youth B, at the moment, we have Daria Khan, who is the new World Youth Champion in speed in her category from yesterday. Incredible performance. Very, very fast for a very young athlete. Today it's not about speed, it's about pacing yourself. For the Youth A category, the athlete that's just come down is Nicholas Bradley. Not a bad effort there at all, but that is exactly the point that we heard from Reinhard a moment ago that he said he thought would cause the most problems. On the Youth A male, it's an 8A plus to an 8B. Some very, very small holds, especially as you move up to the upper section of the wall there. Tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a bit of a chat with Nicholas now.
Will exit also. Thanks very much. So, yeah, I was starting to say for anyone who's not really familiar with climbing, something to bear in mind is this clipping on issue. You can see the quick draws that hang
So
down
for Germany, Mona Kellner still pushing up here on the wall. Female Youth A, extremely long route. I'm going to be moving over to that as soon as we see anyone get up into the roof section, because that sequence of moves looks really interesting up there. Daria Khan still pushing on female Youth B at the moment as well, and Shagin of Russia pushing up higher than Rider-Hoy already, now up onto the large green volume there. I'm going to have a brief chat with Nicholas, who's just finished up on the male Youth A route at the moment. Fantastic start for you, Nick. Up at that point there with the darker volume, the pinch section, and then moving up there. That's where it caught you. Now, what was that?
I'm an American climber. I'm not used to getting my feet so high. That heel hook, I knew how to do it, but I tried to work around it. That's why I moved up and went back down a few times. Getting my heel was just hard for me. Once I hit that, by the time I hit it, I was just really pumped. And
so when you were saying you're an American climber, you're not used to getting your feet up that high. What do you mean for anyone that's new to it? I mean, for me, that's a strange thing to hear as well. Is it that you just don't use the heel and the toe hooks here?
Well, American climbing is a much different style than European and apparently Canadian climbing. So it involves a lot more high steps. There's a lot less feet. American climbing has feet everywhere. The sequences are more obvious but more intricate at the same time. It's just different to come here, different style.
Do you boulder as well?
I do boulder, but I'm not nearly as good at bouldering as I am rope climbing.
Is it just something that you include in your training just to do for fun or for warming up, or just a different style of climbing so you get a bit of a change?
Bouldering? I do train bouldering when the season comes by, just because I know if I work my weaker points, I'll be stronger for ropes. But ropes are definitely more important to me than bouldering.
And how long have you been climbing?
This is going to be my 9th year. Yeah, since I was 8 years old.
You got a nice little history and background in the sport then. How did you get into it in the first place?
A birthday party. My friend invited me to some local rock gym. It's pretty small, but I liked it and really got into it.
So it was like a load of you guys came down and it was like a day out for you to all just train it, and after that you were hooked?
But
After that you were hooked?
oh yeah, for sure. I just loved it. I've tried a bunch of different sports and this one just clicked.
And where do you hail from? Where are you from?
I'm from California in the US.
Anybody watching right now?
I'm sure some of my climbing friends are watching. My parents are in the audience right now, but thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you, Nicholas. I wish you all the best, mate. Nice to talk to
Dominic
you.
Burns on male youth A. He's an extremely accomplished boulderer.
So Nicholas setting the high point at the moment on male youth A category wall.
Just a couple of
I'm going to keep chatting to these guys whenever they come down. Some of the other US guys I'm going to be chatting to. Josh Levin, I've said already I want to talk to him today after the speed event yesterday and how he's been doing.
Water park at the venue. Our first Argentinian.
So our Argentinian athlete now out on the male junior route is Thomas Villa.
Junior, the green route.
Dominic Burns out on male youth A.
We have
A couple of US athletes out now as well. The female junior category for the USA. We have Alexa Nazarian
local support you can give her. That's Eva Thompson.
starting on the female junior route now.
Eva Thompson
Over on the male youth B wall, another athlete from the USA, number 261, that's Sam Enright. Female youth A as well, another US athlete. Put on a good show here. They were great in the speed as well. The US team, Zoe Steinberg over there on youth A. And for Canada, our next athlete for the female youth B category. For Canada, we have Eva Thompson. A lot of support coming in for Youth B with Sam Enright. Now, this is the point, and he's gone as soon as I've said it, but that is the point that it starts to get really tricky on that wall. It's from that first chunk, that huge red volume you could see just trying to get a hand up on that undercling there. That's when it starts to get really, really tricky from there on in. Dominic Burns trying to pace himself here. On pink route, male youth A.
He's 14 going on 25. Look at the size of him.
Very easy to forget how young these athletes are as well.
Alexa Nazarian trying to make the choice between two holds. They look really, really crimpy, and unfortunately that didn't suit.
So Waterhouse sending in some support, shouting via Twitter again, saying, come on, Dom.
There for the male youth A climbers. He's doing well here.
If you want to get in touch with us on Twitter, you can use the hashtag WYCH2013. Let us know who you're cheering for and where you're joining us from.
Argentinian some support as well.
Oh, and unfortunately a fall there for Dom. Roughly around the same point that we saw Nicholas a few moments ago falling out, and also exactly the same for Eva over on female youth A. Sorry, Zoe over on youth A. It's looking like we're finding our high points very quickly here. We're seeing a running trait in the first few climbs.
Eva Thompson, good job. Here's our first Korean on the male youth B. It's Min Young Lee.
Joining me now is Dom Burns. He's just jumped down from the wall, and I wanted to pull you across and say hi, how are you, and how was that?
I'm very well, thanks, and
And
it was really fun.
is represented
I forgot like my
in the female
for
juniors
that part I had a
by
backup plan where I could like
Andrea
press
Rose.
off into the groove and then maybe like get that hold statically.
Fairly
I just
sizable
forgot it there and
individual
just decided to go for it and
represented
wasn't good enough. So yeah.
How are the conditions up there on the wall at the moment? I mean, it's very fresh because you've just started, but with the heat here at the moment, you're still feeling fine and it's nice up on the wall?
No, yeah, it's really good condition. All the holes are still really grippy. There's not a lot of grease on them yet. And,
Slovenia.
yeah, just an error on my part.
First Slovenia.
I forget that you're in the Youth A category. I automatically in my mind put you with the juniors because I saw you at the BBCs back in England a little while ago. For you, which do you prefer? Is it bouldering or lead? Which is the preference?
Bouldering, definitely.
Female youth
Yeah.
A.
What is it about that? Because that seems to be a running trait over in Great Britain in general, and in, as you say, in Ireland as well. We just tend to stick to the bouldering.
I'm not really sure. In Ireland, we don't have very many like big lead walls, so I think people tend to generally just stick with the bouldering walls because they're almost of the standard with the Europeans.
And to her right
So,
for Austria,
yeah, it's just really hard to train lead over when you don't have very small walls, or when you don't have very big walls. Sorry.
And how have you got over here? I mean, you're the only contingent from Ireland, aren't you?
Yeah, me and my coach woke up at like 1 o'clock in the morning some day last week, flew over to London, flew over to Vancouver then with the British team, and got another plane over to Victoria. It was like 24 hours traveling or something.
Has it been worth it? Have you enjoyed being out here on this one? You've still got a few more years you can compete here. Are you going to be coming back?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Dom, I wish you all the best. I'm going to let you go and rest up.
Very much.
Let's take a look on the
Thank you,
male
Dom.
juniors. And
So, one of the
David
Fernenbergs is out now on the male junior. It's David for Germany.
in the green and on the green.
Graham Alderson joining us here. Nice to have you with us, Mr. Alderson. For those of you who don't know who Graham Alderson is, Graham Sheila's just giving you a hello as well. Graham Alderson, one of the technical delegates for the IFSC, frequent face on the boulder circuit at the World Cups. Hazel in Ireland saying Ellie and Anna wishing Dominic Burns of Ireland good luck. Nice talking to Dom just a few moments ago. Unfortunately, a little bit of an error there and it's brought him down. But a commitment from him for the next few years to come back and keep pushing at the World Youth Championships.
Minuli is progressing well for him. You'd be on the left. David Cronenberg is just getting into his group. For the juniors, the Russian is looking strong for female
Okay,
youth.
now a couple of you guys saying there is so much going on, my brain can't process this. Sirius joining us as well saying, and I'm used to watching the bouldering comps as well. Yeah, they're very complex at times. Even I sometimes get confused with what's happening and when. At the moment we have 6 athletes out at any one time. 2 for each category, 2 for Youth B, 2 for Youth A, 2 for junior categories as well. The names are all there for you. The route that they're on is all there for you as well, so that you can see that, provided by our producer, Mike. Hopefully it's as clear as it can possibly be, but yes, there is a lot going on. We have 26 athletes in each category, 27 in the female juniors, and a lot of these guys to get through today. But you can see how quick when they're coming down, they're getting brought up with the next athletes. That just goes to show how good the organisation is here. Let's see how Fernenberg gets on here now then. This is the tricky point. And unfortunately going up to that next one, it's the highest point we've seen so far. He's stuck up to the next section, but no top there for him. For those of you that have just joined us, just to give you a recap of the grades, yet again for female Youth B, it's a youth, it's a youth? For female Youth B, it's an 8A. For female Youth A, it's an 8A plus. For female juniors, we're looking at an 8A. For male Youth B, it's an 8A to an 8A plus. For male Youth A, it's an 8A plus to an 8B, and for junior male, it's an 8B. So those are the gradings for you right now, so you can get a rough heads up of stuff. I'm going to be joined by David Fernenberg in a couple of seconds. He's just going to have a couple of moments to catch his breath, so that I can have a chat with him. For Russia now, moving up over onto the male Youth A route. Number 202 just starting off on this one. That is Sergei Skorodumov for Russia.
Her memory of the route.
So, David, how are you?
Oh, fine, bit pumped. No, but it's okay.
Youth A.
Now you're here with your brother as well, aren't you? You've got Ruben here, making it through as well. How have you guys found it being over here at the World Youth Championships?
Yeah, I'm really excited. He's really excited too, and I really have to push him, or we are pushing each other and treating up the wall. It's very good. Good if you have a brother here who's doing the same, you know, the same challenge.
It's nice to have the support from both sides, you mean?
Yeah, mental support is really good. Hopefully we are not in the, it's good that we are not in the same category, yeah.
You don't have to compete with each other. Now, I saw recently on, you guys have a website set up, don't you? It's the Fernenberg Brothers, is that right? And just recently, Ruben's got his first, or a big sponsorship deal now, so he's got some support, yeah?
Yeah, we both now. He started having a sponsorship with Scarper, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and I was changing from Les Petits to Scarper now, and now we are both at Scarper, and we are very happy. Good shoes, good quality. I think there's a huge collection, like running, approach, climbing shoes. We're very proud of it.
And they're supporting you as you're moving out into these kind of World Cups and the World Youth Championships. They're helping you get out here, yeah?
If there's any support from them, yeah, for sure, yeah. Financial support, I don't know about climbing shoes for sure, and I think, you know, it's a really good community. I feel very at home, so it's good.
Great, it's nice to know that some people are getting some support from other people as well, because it can be very hard to go around and make it to every World Cup and compete there because of the financial strain on certain athletes to get to these places. For you here today on this the route that you've just climbed, how did you find that it went for you on the semis?
Today, you know, I'm feeling we are not so fit at the moment. I really have to think about it. Maybe it's a mental problem of myself. But now the go, it was okay, but I'm not really satisfied, but I'm also not really disappointed, somewhere in the middle.
So now you get to get back down there and sit and watch, and you're going to be shouting up for support for Ruben, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
David, I wish you all the best. I look forward to seeing you in the future. That was Dana Fernenberg for Germany. So our Russian athlete that I just mentioned at the very beginning, Skorodumov, at around the high point on this wall here for male youth A on this route. Thanks for the shout out to Hasuris. No probs. Try and keep on top of all the comments coming in. Canadian athlete over on female junior just coming down there as well. Quite a lot from Team Canada here coming through to the semi-finals. It's great to see them putting on such a good show. Over for the male juniors then as well, another Russian athlete now out. Number 147 is Semen Chesnokov, who was in the speed yesterday as well, did very, very well.
That is a nasty, nasty move.
And another Russian athlete over on the female youth B category wall now as well. Number 115, and that is Yulia Dubnika.
For female youth A, Haimicho.
If any of you have any questions, I'll try and keep, just in case anyone's just starting to join us, I'll keep recapping the grading system here, the rough grades that we've been given by the route setters and what we're looking at on these walls, just so that you guys, if you are just joining us, have a vague impression of what we're looking at.
Logic would have that as these climbers, as we go through the list of climbers, we'll see people go higher and higher because in theory at least those who come out are the ones who qualified the best. Every now and again we get a few surprises, and that's what sport is all around. Oh, that's a frustrated grah if ever I heard one.
So almost the same, well I think a little bit further there than we had from David Fernenberg for our Russian athlete, number 147, just on the male juniors route.
Okay, I know there's quite a few American climbers and supporters out there, so you can go crazy for Shannon Russell, who's going to start over on the left on the
So what are you thinking of these routes then? set by David Fernenberg, also with Laurent Laporte. Those guys are our route setting team here.
Not quite so many Croatians in the crowd, but if you feel generous, you might want to get yourselves behind Borna Kujic.
Welcome to the World Youth Championships 2013. We're over here in Canada for those of you that are just tuning in. Athlete now for Croatia on the male Youth A wall.
So after Szymon Czesmakov on the male juniors, we're going to welcome Peter
It's
Czermak
Borna Kujic,
of the Czech Republic.
a Czech Republic athlete as well, just about to come over to the male juniors route, is Peter Cermak at the moment. He's about to start on the green route. Keep your eyes peeled for that.
The Czech Republic flag on the side of his head. Looks pretty good too. So we have our two Koreans on the wall, because on the female youth B, it's Ji-won Bae who is going to have an attempt. Next to her colleague Jaime Cho, who's making steady progress in the male youth A. I recognize this face. 278 on the male youth B, it's Danila Kotov.
For Korea now, over on female youth A.
Your male youth B, you can see he's
Female youth A for Korea, we have Jaime Sho, Sho Jaime. If I'm confusing any of you with the way that I'm reversing the names on that one, it's because it's generally accepted way to say names in Korea is they use the last name first. And I like to do it, sort of a hats off, respect for the culture and all that. Get a lot of flack for it, because it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, which I probably don't, but there you are.
on this slab section, never does to rush those.
Another Korean athlete now as well out on female youth B. Just starting off here is Bae Ji-won on female youth B wall now. No real breakout contestants for the medals yet. The contenders have not started to show themselves. We are starting in reverse order, remember, as well, so these guys have we're starting to move towards the highest to qualify. But at the moment, no breakout performances in the semi-finals. We've had most of our athletes hitting the same point
And I think as the day
on
goes
each
on,
route.
we'll see that this will have a bearing on how
Shout out for box wall climbing. Shout out to
Czech Republic, represented by Jana Vinkorkova on the female youth A. Let's get behind Sean Bailey, shall we, on the pink route for the States. We've got another Czech. It's Wojciech Burk. Czech is of the Czech Republic over on male youth B. Let's get behind. Oh, she's down, but that was an excellent effort from Aya Kikuzawa of Japan. I am staring into the blue eyes of our Chilean climber, getting all chalked up there. That would be Facundo Langbein for Chile on the male juniors. Sean's looking good here, needs a bit of support for the next section, which we're discovering. That looks good, doesn't it? Looking fresh. And he's down, but it's a good
fantastic effort there for our athlete over on the male youth A wall from the USA, number 237.
Strong sunlight is on Kenza Slamti of France on the left for the female juniors. Our first French
Sean
climber
Bailey
to
there
go,
from the USA.
Kenza.
What a performance. Another high point we have here.
Ken's a very strong boulderer.
Let's have a chat to
Slightly
Sean.
shorter stature than some of the other climbers in the category, but she makes up for it with her risk taking and her dynos. So Chile are off and running, and to the right, make some noise.
So just to give you an update on where we are at the moment, female youth B currently climbing for the USA as well. Number 127. It's Melina Costanza, just starting off over on the blue route. Just giving Sean a chance to catch his breath after that incredible performance there. We'll have a chat with him in a moment. From the Czech Republic over on male youth B at the moment, number 268.
She's about to come out. Down comes our check.
And that is Wojciech Wilk.
We seem to have a couple of crux moves that are
Quite an impressive performance, but I still think Canada's got the high point on that one. Now, Sean, that was a very impressive performance. You've just not so much to say, haven't you? Yeah, that was a very impressive performance. How was it for you out on the wall?
It was good. It was a hard climb. It was super technical at the bottom, and then went into an overhang, so you really had to fight. So it was good. You really had to use your head a lot, and you had to stay in it the whole time.
There's a point there up on the wall with the dark volume. We've seen a lot of athletes run into trouble there at that point. How was it for you, and what kind of sequence did you have to go through to get past it?
I kind of just had to turn the bouldering on a little bit. Sometimes on a route, it gets hard, and you just have to fight a little bit and put a little more oomph into it. So definitely went for that.
So you're a boulderer as well. You like that side of discipline of the sport?
Yeah, I definitely do. It augments rope climbing really well. It gives you the ability to do hard bouldering on hard routes, and I feel that on even harder routes, a lot of times you do have to boulder, so it definitely helps out.
I think we've seen a lot of athletes as well on the senior circuits at the moment that are doing the exact same thing. Even if they don't compete in both categories, they use it a lot for their training. But I think it's great that it's become a discipline in its own right over the last, say, 20-ish years. And now it's very, very popular on the feed because we get a lot of people tuning in because it's very exciting. For you personally, which one do you prefer out of the two?
I love rope climbing.
Is it the buzz of being high? Is it the idea of it being a more traditional type of climbing? What is it that gets you?
Yeah, it's just the full package. For me, bouldering is it's all about trying really hard for a very short amount of duration. You just give really fast burns and then keep trying the same move. But on ropes, there's this whole mental struggle the entire time, and I really like that. I like fighting the pump. It feels.
So it's like an endurance challenge for you where not only physically but mentally you're having to endure how you're thinking on the wall. What do you do to prepare yourself mentally before you get up on there?
I just take a few deep breaths. I give myself a little mantra about being smart, being decisive, and then I go for it.
So what is the mantra? Do you repeat one sentence over and over again? I've got a friend of mine that does the exact same thing, and his mantra is breathe deep. And he just says it over and over again to himself, and he's an athlete as well, my friend. What's yours?
I don't ever have one mantra. Generally what happens is, in this comp, for example, my foot popped really badly on my second quali, and I was super angry about it because I don't like making mistakes like that. So this competition, I just told myself, place your feet well and be decisive. And I just told myself that over and over.
It definitely worked on that the last climb. You're now moving on to the new high point on that route. I don't know whether you knew that.
I didn't know.
That's where you are at the moment.
Well, I assumed. I guessed that one, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of athletes struggling down there. We've got a Brit up there at the moment. We'll see how they get on in a moment. But I wanted to talk to you about the US team as well.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of you guys over in the speed yesterday. You guys are really putting on a show here.
Yeah.
How many have you got in total? Do you know how many you've got into these semis?
I don't know the number, but it's a lot. It's most of us. I think there's only 3 or 4 that didn't make it, so
We saw 8, 9 of you yesterday in the speed climbing as well. There was a lot of you.
In the speed climbing we had 4 medals, and it was amazing. Especially for me, it got me so excited. Most of the time I go to these comps and I watch the speed climbing, and I don't want to sound rude, but I get kind of bored. But this year, watching all my teammates killing it, getting super fast times, everything was super close. There were people losing by hundredths of a second, and it was a show. It was really fun.
One of the closest calls we've seen on a couple of them there. There was like 200ths of a second between 2 of those climbs. It was quite intense. We had Grace McKeon putting on a fantastic show all the way through yesterday as well. For yourself, do you ever do speed?
I do, but I don't train it. I don't really enjoy training it, so I'll compete in our local comps, and I'll compete at the US National in speed, but I generally don't do very well. This year I didn't even make finals, so it's for fun, definitely for me. But it's a whole nother level what these guys are doing. The times they're throwing down are incredible.
Sean, thank you very much for talking to us. I wish you all the best, and I hope to speak to you soon.
Yeah, cool, thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
Pour les ouvreurs, encore 3 juniors filles après celle-ci. 3 juniors garçons, dont celui-ci. 3 cadets.
Okay, now I've been missing some of the Brits, but this is definitely what I want to talk about. It's James Pope, I think, up on the wall now. 286 on the male youth B wall.
And over for female youth B. There goes Jim. It's a good job though.
Good effort there from him, but he's down on the ground now, unfortunately.
Sophie Rauberger.
So I'll have a chat briefly to James. I know a lot of you were joining us from over in the UK to give these guys some support. We got 6 of them through into the semi-finals.
Japanese contender on the male youth A.
Okay.
Yuki Hada.
So I'll have a brief chat with James Pope here now as well. James, how was it for you?
I think I got flash bumped a bit, like as soon as I hit those volumes, just came quickly.
What about the route itself? How have you found the route, the style for you?
It's good, like there's lots of rest up it from what I can see, but yeah, there's lots of volumes and stuff. It's cool.
You've seen a lot of athletes hitting around that point just below the large red volume that are having the same problems there all the way throughout that one. What was the point there where you knew it was going to be the tricky point? Was it just that you were pumped, or was it just a particular move that you knew was a bit too much to reach for?
I think the fact that I was pumped in my left arm, and then that left volume was not great, like rounded. It threw me off a bit.
James, you got a lot of support pouring in from people back home. A lot of guys getting in touch. Phil Waterhouse has been with us all the way through. And is there anything you want to say to anyone back at home watching you?
Thanks for the support. I'm trying my best.
It's fantastic. James, are you going to go out there and start cheering on the rest of the Brits that are coming out now?
Yeah, but Pete, also in my category, is coming out soon, and then Molly later on. So.
Thank you, James. Thank you for your time. I'm going to let you go and rest up, buddy, all right?
Chairman over here on the female youth B, Sophie Rauberger, making good progress. If you're wanting to support our Japanese friend, it's Gamba. Davai for the Kazakh, who is out on male junior. That is Rishad Kaibulin. Little squeal signals that our Korean competitor on the female youth A, Min Hyun Kim, is down, which means that the Americans need to warm up their vocal cords to support Kyra Condi. She'll be coming out shortly.
Okay, now hot doesn't quite begin to cover it for the conditions here now at the wall. It is sweltering down here on the ground. It's just something we're going to have to deal with as we go through the rest of the day, and hope that these guys are able to deal with it as we do that. The wall itself is still predominantly in shade. We've got a bit of sun cutting in onto the female junior route, the first, say, 8-9 moves. Bit of sun cutting in there. But it is very hot, very warm at the moment. Hopefully these guys are able to deal with those conditions and keep pushing. How's everyone doing?
Finding the solution to that particular issue.
Are we enjoying the semis at the moment? Male junior route at the moment for Kazakhstan. We have Raishat Kaibulin. Two more athletes after him. We're hitting the halfway point for these athletes, and then we're going to have ourselves a wall clean on the male junior route. Cries of Gamba from the crowd as our next athlete on female youth B starts off for Japan.
I think we need a Gamba for our
It is
Japanese competitor.
Masato Nishikori. And another one now approaching that high point over on our male youth A route now as well. It is Yuki Hada looking good here.
She was involved in the speed yesterday, so I don't know how rested she is compared to those who are just concentrating on the lead. And after
and a fall there, but a fantastic effort for Hada.
That was a really good effort. Let's give him a round of applause. That was Yuki Hada.
Down on the ground again now. Yuki Hada. Very good effort there on male youth A category.
Setting off for Russia on the female junior.
US athlete coming down on male youth B. That's been the cutoff point. Remember, we've still got Kai to come on that category. Interesting to see what he gets into on that one. Kazakhstan athlete looking very, very strong here. Impressive performance.
Meanwhile, quietly, purposefully, our Kazakh has made...
And he's been a bit of a dark horse here. We've been paying attention to a lot of other athletes, but very impressive there. Over on the male junior category for Kazakhstan, Rishat Kaibulin, we saw him in the speed yesterday. And a very impressive performance up on a hole past the horn on the male junior route. Getting himself a high point there.
And in Forza Italia 206, it's Lorenzo Carazio. Kyra is doing well on female youth A. She's passed one of the problem points that we've seen so far. Oh, and her feet just go. What a shame. One more climber before the queen on there. Again, sticking point number one on the female juniors. No one's getting past that for the moment.
Italian athlete starting off a male youth A here.
The rest of the wall is in the shade for
Lorenzo Carazio for Italy. After him, one athlete from Norway, and then we'll have a wall clean, and we'll be halfway through our athletes.
the semis, and he is Tomasz Plewko. Tomasz Plewko of Slovakia. Come
for Canada, Ilan Jonas McRae. We saw him over in Briançon recently, giving it a go on the World Cup circuit. And he's been training as well over in Slovenia. He did a swap around with Domen Skofic.
I met Ilan over the summer. He was over in Briançon doing the World Cup with the rider, accompanied by Commander.
I'm going to try and have a chat to a couple of these guys. I've tried to have a conversation with Rishat Kavulin just from Kazakhstan, but unfortunately he doesn't speak English. And I also tried with a Japanese athlete that was up on Route A a moment ago, Yuki Hada as well. Neither of them speak English, so I do apologise, but I can't really interview them.
So let's get behind Ilan.
I'll try with our Italian athlete in a few moments' time. As soon as Lorenzo finishes his
I
climb.
mentioned earlier we had a female competitor for Israel. Her name is Netta Friedman, and she's about to start on the junior route. Already running.
Kirsten Gray
on
saying
the
a great start to
female
the semis. The routes look mega. Some awesome volumes. Hopefully the heat won't affect the competitors too much. Yeah, I completely agree with you on that one. It is getting hot here now as well. Still got a majority of the wall in the shade. So some of these athletes are going to be okay, but the heat inside this bunker, this large bunker that we're in outside, is going to start to gather
messing about here. He's taking
as we move through today.
less time, just getting on with business. Looking good so far. Let's give him some support. His name is Tomasz.
Oh, and unfortunately a fall and
For the Italian,
tricky situation to end up in there. Got himself tangled.
he didn't hurt himself. And Tomasz
Lorenzo, I hope he hasn't hurt himself there. That was a bad fall.
Let's go to Hart. Check it.
It looks like we could have a bit of an injury there. He seems okay at the moment. He's standing on it. He's nodding to Sheila. So at the moment he's saying that he's okay. But he got his foot tangled up in two ropes then. Awkward fall for him at that point.
To the leg.
He's okay at the moment. Ilan Jonas McRae still pushing here.
So Ilan is heading on, onwards and upwards. Alina Ring progresse bien aussi. She's doing pretty well over here on the right. That's nice style there too. Let's see.
So I'm joined by Lorenzo, who has just finished on male youth A. How was the wall for you? How was the route?
I'm strong room.
Was it hard?
Yes.
And we had that point where you fell just a moment ago. You had your foot caught in the rope. Is it okay?
Yeah, okay.
What happened there at that point?
Sorry?
What happened? How did you get your foot caught? You don't know? Just a bit of a surprise?
Don't know.
Okay, well I'm going to give you some ice so you can go and rest it up a little bit. Lorenzo, well done on your performance. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you see things are starting to hold up.
You can see the rope burn all the way around the back of his
Running order.
upper calf as well there now as well.
Literally,
Just give him
obviously, with the sunshine.
some ice that we've got down here.
That was
Just
a
going
great
to take
job
away,
by our Swiss climber, Alina
get something
Ring.
on that straight away. It was very awkward.
She will be replaced by Rita Marcinova, who we saw
Fall there for
doing
him.
really very well yesterday in the speed.
Another Brit out now then.
She will be our last youth B before
Over on the Youth B wall, a guy that I had the pleasure of speaking to during the qualifications.
in the red and on the red for Great Britain.
It's
Number
Peter.
287
Peter
is
Dawson.
Peter Dawson.
A Norwegian athlete about to come out in male youth A as well will be the last one before we have a clean on this route, and it is Jakob Heber Norum. Now I've seen Jakob at some senior cups as well.
So hopefully he's about to put in a good show for us here.
We have a clean currently going on female youth A.
which means that we definitely are approaching the halfway point here at the semi-finals. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. Trying to find 8 athletes that make it through into the finals later on today. We're due to start that at 4:30. Going to take a break for roughly 3 hours-ish, depending on when we finish, so that the route setters can get in here and frantically switch around these routes for the finals. We'll wait to see what happens as we bring out our next athlete for the USA on the female junior route. Michaela Kirsch.
Peter on the left, Jakob in the middle, and soon to go on the left for the States, Michaela Kirsch. And Michaela will be the last female junior before we clean that route. Our next client on the junior wall is Hongil Kim, and we'll be cleaning that one too. Just after him, so our route setters are going to be busy for a few minutes, which would be time to go and fill up your caffeine level or any other kind of level you need filled or emptied. Follow me. Let's make some noise for all these climbers. Your vocal cords are going to rest while they're cleaning the route, so go Michaela, go Peter, Jakob, Rita, and our Korean Hongil Kim. Good runs from Peter. Let's give him some help. This is where it starts to get pretty physical. Oh, he goes for the plus. Good job for Peter Dawson. Come on, Michaela. Jakob shaking out. Rita doing pretty well over on the right. We know that she's strong and fast. What's she going to make to the next section here? Good job, Peter.
So Michaela Kirsch, last climber over on the female junior route at the moment. You can see Reinhard just getting ready to go and clean a route next to me. For the USA, number 131, over on female youth B. That is Margarita Marcinova, did fantastic job yesterday in the speed, and here she is doing a pretty good job here in the lead as well. Can she keep it up? So Michaela Kirsch and Margarita Marcinova for the USA currently on the wall. Over for Korea on the male junior route now. Number 182 is Kim Hong-gil. And we'll be having a wall clean after he gets down as well. Margarita Marcinova, great effort there on female youth B. And unfortunately Kim Hong-gil just couldn't quite get up to that next hold there. Michaela Kirsch is now down as well. So we've got some wall cleaning going on here at the moment. Over on male youth B, we've got some of our route setters about to start off there. And also we will have a clean about to happen on the female junior route. It's reached that halfway point in the day. We've had 13 athletes out. We've got 13 more to go. For GBR, now that we have a clean route over on the female youth A, we have Molly Thompson-Smith about to come out and start her climb here. It's looking like we're going to have a clean on female youth B as well. So at the moment, it's just Molly Thompson-Smith up on the wall. She gets the whole world to herself. How lucky is she? While that's happening, just catching her breath next to me, I have Margarita Masanova, who put in an amazing performance yesterday in the speed competition, all the way through there. How was it for you?
Really scary. My goal was to make it to finals, so I was happy when I got there, and I never thought it'd be like up there with the Russians.
How is it climbing against the Russians, and just in general in speed, when you know you've got that massive audience watching you out front, you have the pressure of having to perform and also the pressure of not having false starts there as well? I imagine that it might be quite intense, speed finals.
Yeah, definitely the crowd kind of makes you actually energetic. It helps because there's a lot of our teammates out there to motivate us when we're really stressed out. I made a lot of friends with the Russians, so it wasn't as bad.
Is that a tactical thing, or did that just sort of happen naturally?
Well, I actually speak Russian, so I just thought I'd get to know them. It's interesting to talk to someone from another country.
Climbing's a very inclusive sport, though, in general, isn't it? I mean, it's not like a lot of you stand in isolation just sort of staring at each other across the hall. You all speak and you all get on with everyone, right?
Yeah, you want to do well, but you also want your teammates to do well, and people that you see work hard do well. So it's a really emotional thing when you're up there.
You just put in an incredible performance again on the lead wall here. Which do you prefer out of the two? Which is your specialty, speed or lead?
Probably speed, but we don't have the 15-meter wall at our gym, so I train more of lead climbing.
So you've got the 10-meter wall at your gym, which is a different sequence for you to memorize, right?
Yeah, we came up here a week before the competition to train on the 15-meter.
So you've only had a week to practice on a 15-meter speed wall, which is completely different to the 10-meter.
Yeah.
And you got through to what position again in the final?
Second.
So you basically took a silver medal after only practicing on this route for a week.
Yeah.
Show off. Right, so over onto the lead one then now. How did you find the lead here?
It was really fun. I got a little bit nervous because I wasn't quite sure what to do with the beta. But when I got up there, I felt totally relaxed. It's like second sense climbing.
How much training do you do at the moment? Because obviously you're still in school, right? So how much time do you get in the week to be able to practice?
Well, I'm allowed to leave school an hour early, so I don't take PE at school. And I immediately go to practice, and I get home about 9, 10 o'clock, do homework, eat, go to bed.
Is that every day?
Pretty much.
Do you take any time off? Do you get the weekends off?
I usually like to climb on Saturdays or Sundays with some of the speed climbers just to get an extra couple hours in.
And what's the plan for you? What's the long run? I mean, you've just started. You're in female youth B category here, so you've got quite a few more years to come of coming to these World Youth Championships. Do you think it's something you're going to do? You're going to be going off to the World Cups one day?
Definitely, yeah. We have a girl on our team, Delaney Miller, and she's really inspiring because she's been placing a lot at all the adult competitions, and she's on our team, so we do a lot of training with her.
You're going to follow in her footsteps. We're going to see you on the World Cups, yeah?
Hopefully, yeah.
Thank you very much for talking to us. Margarita, I'll let you go and rest up.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
So John is just finishing up on the
Come on then, Molly.
female youth B. He doesn't need to go much higher because
Over on female youth A here now, Molly Thompson-Smith.
Molly's doing well.
We've got a Russian athlete out here as well, number 272.
Tricky section
He's over on the male youth B category wall.
as well.
It's Lev Rodatsky, who was an incredible performer in the speed again yesterday, putting in times within 6 seconds. Very, very impressive speed climber. He's now out on male youth B category wall here as well. Now can Molly make the roof? Bit shaky here. She's got it though, she's got a hand to it. Inching that foot up there, trying to get it over to the right. She's got a strike round there before moving up again on the new section of the wall, the other face. She's got that roof sequence still ahead of her as well. Big reaches here for her now. Be interested to see what she does with her feet here. Fantastic here. Come on, Molly, you got to stick with it. Lean out there, she's bridging onto the other wall. Drop knee. She's got a hand. Up a little bit now. Starting to approach the roof sequence, clipping in. Okay, this is where it's going to get really tricky for Molly from this point onwards. She's got a couple of volumes to start things off and then moving into the roof sequence. Oh, and 2 hands up onto the volume, and unfortunately she comes down there, but what an effort there, Molly Thompson-Smith. Moving on to the high point on female youth A. Incredible athlete. I'm going to talk to her now, which has just got herself settled for a little moment. Molly Thompson-Smith, GBR.
She'll be there or not. Teresa Svobodova is off the ground for the juniors on the left and on the right. Our Italian climber Eva Scocciaro, Italy. Martin Bergant of Slovenia. Ladies and gentlemen, on the male youth A, after that little piece of housework.
What is going on?
And for Korea, we have number 184. That is
Okay, so for Italy now, over on female youth B, Molly's going to come over and have a chat with us in a second.
Male juniors.
Number 101, we have Eva Skoracao. Over for Slovenia, it's Martin Bergant there. You can see just starting off on the men's Youth A. Youth B's getting cleaned, and for Korea on the male junior route, we have Cho Sung Woon just starting off there. For the Czech Republic, it's Teresa Svoboda over on female junior. One to watch out for as we move through this comp. And for Kazakhstan, over on female Youth A now, Elena Grunyashina starting off on her practice there as well. But now that she's settled and catching her breath, now that she's remembered that I wanted to speak to her and not run off again, Molly Thompson-Smith, that was a fantastic effort. How was it?
Really pumpy. Yeah, a sketchy middle section. I was almost off a couple of times, but I don't know.
Now, there was a point as you started to move from the left face to the right face of the route where there was some really big reaches with the feet, and I could see that you were just inching up there trying to get onto the next point. But it was the roof that got you. It's moving onto that volume. How's the hold on the? Because it's white chalk marks, so you can see where the hands need to go. How are the holds up there?
they would be good if they were lower down. I was just so pumped that they just turned really bad. And yeah, thank God I found like a mini knee bar to pull myself in a bit more to get the red volume. But yeah, it was pumpy.
You were very controlled though. I mean, I know you're saying you got pumped on the way up there, but you were very much pacing yourself, especially when you got up towards the top, just before the route, just moving into it. You switched to a drop knee, you allowed yourself a little bit of time there before you pushed up again. Are you aware of time at all when you're on that wall, or are you just more concentrating on what you're doing in the hope you don't get called out?
I'm never really worried about timing out because I'm like not a fast climber, but like not completely slow. I just, when there's a good hold, I try and use it as much as possible, so I can just like try and get to the next rest hold. The bridge was so helpful. It was really nice to like recover a bit before I got into the roof. So yeah, it was good.
What have you been doing at home at the moment? Because I know your old man keeps you up and focused when it comes to training. He doesn't let up on that one at all. So what have you been doing in the space between the BBCs and this?
I've just been doing loads of laps, circuits, trying to get my endurance up, trying not to shake out so much so I can just like get really pumped. It worked a little bit. If I had a bit more time, I think I could be fitter, but I didn't have much time, so I'm pretty pleased with how I climbed.
It's a fantastic effort all the way through that one to the point that you reached there. I believe it's the new high point, but I'll have to check it before I start saying that it is. Where's your home gym to you? Where do you train?
The Westlake Climbing Centre. Yeah, it's only 2 minutes from my house, so I'm really lucky.
And how often a week are you training at the moment?
At the moment, well, during school about 4 times, but in the summer holidays like 5 or 6. 4 times.
For how many hours?
Usually like 3.5 hours each session. So, yeah.
And do you have a specific coach?
Yeah, my coach is called Rob Russell. I don't know where I'd be without him. He's always pushing me to keep going, never letting me have too much of a rest. So yeah, thanks Rob.
What are your plans for the future, Molly? I mean, I know you're starting to push towards the idea that we're going to see you on the World Cups in the future. That seems to be what you and your dad seem to want to do in the future. Is that your plan?
Yeah, definitely. I want to keep going up to senior level and hopefully just get better and better and be making finals and seniors. That would be absolutely amazing.
Lead or bouldering?
Preferably lead, but I'd like to do some boulder comps as well. But yeah, we'll see.
Molly, I wish you all the best. Thank you for talking to us. Anything you want to say to anyone back home?
Hey Dad, I know you're watching. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Molly. I'm going to let you go and rest. Thanks for talking.
Bye.
She's ace. I love Molly. Fantastic performance at the BBCs recently, and again here, what a great performance up towards the roof there on that section. Very committed young lady. So let's have a little look at who else is out now then. Over on our female junior route for Canada.
Number 20, we have Emma Lamarche,
which is one of Canada's main hopes here in the semis. I can see Josh Levin about to get started over on the male junior route for Belgium, over on the male youth B route now. We've got number 296. If you want to get in touch with any of us down here at the venue, you can do so through Twitter, using the hashtag WYCH2013.
Okay, that guy's put his Nintendo into the
Okay, I've got a little bit of an app here for our scores as they stand at the moment. I'm going to try and keep you as updated as possible. There is an app you can get, by the way, guys, on your phones, smartphones.
Now, we have a number of Austrians to come out, especially in the female junior category, where they're extremely strong. And their first representative of the day in that category is Carolina Sinhuber on the left. If you want to support her, it's Machen or Gitchen or Ali or anything you fancy, really.
I'll try and give you an update on the scores in a moment's time. Josh Levin just coming down there on male junior route at the moment. For Austria now moving over onto the female juniors. It is Caroline Sinhuber. She's starting off on the female junior route. Anna Tarifa for Germany climbing on the female youth A, and for Russia just coming down, number 195 on the male youth A category wall.
So, back to the wall. Anna Tiripa of Germany is powering up
And that is Sergei Vidayev.
here.
Hector Adrian Martinez Cordero about to come out now. So Hector Cordero from Mexico about to start off on male youth A.
Is back with Dani Valencia on the youth B males.
Okay, I'm joined by Josh Levin. You've just got down, Josh, from the male junior route here. Big scream as you came down then. How was it?
It wasn't too bad. There was not too bad of moves, a little bit tricky, a lot of off-balancey, kind of technical reaches in the beginning. And then there was a couple harder moves up into the point where I fell. And I think I understand the beta after the move where I was going for. I'm pretty sure it's a hand-foot switch, and you get a heel hook up and go up that way so you can keep your hips into the wall. But it was a cool route overall. I liked it. Oh well, I mean, wish I could have done better, but it is what it is, and it's the competition so far.
We've seen a lot of athletes struggle with that point on the wall, that moving up onto that the frog eye hold and then moving up past that. Stylistically, how was it for you? Is it more your style, or is it something that you're not used to climbing yourself?
It's a little bit different than what we have in the States for national championships. This style is much more European and technical. A lot of awkward moves with off balance, like positions and no feet where you need them. So it's a little bit more tenuous, and you have to like mentally be prepared for those moves a lot more. But it's still really fun, and I like it. It's like much different style than I'm used to, but I think it's not a bad style. It's like really cool.
Now, you put in a fantastic effort yesterday in the speed as well.
Thank you.
Now, I know that you said that you had a brief chat about what you prefer out of the two of them, but in terms of competing here at this competition, which have you enjoyed more?
I don't know. I liked competing yesterday in speed. It was a lot of fun, especially cheering all of our American athletes on. We had a really great performance. It had 2 bronze medals and 2 silver medals and 2 fourth places as well. So that was a really good effort from Team USA. And it's definitely come a long way since they've integrated the IFSC standardized wall into this event, because my first experience on it, which was 4 years ago in Valence, I was beaten in the head-to-head competition by about 6 seconds. So yesterday, I unfortunately lost in the first round by 0.019 seconds. So I like to think that I've improved, which I have. I have definitely improved my times over the course of the years, but still kind of sucks when your best time ever still doesn't quite cut it. But you know, you gotta live and learn and move on from that and just kind of put it in the past. And it's really a good competition. I liked it a lot, and definitely had a good time. But today's competition and lead as well is also really good. We have a lot of other strong athletes. Still yet to come out is Kai Leitner, little 14-year-old kid, and Drew Ruana, both definitely capable of making it onto the finals and podiuming. And also in female B, we also have Claire and Margot. And those are other two young women who are definitely capable of moving up this competition, so really excited for them.
Plans for the future for you, Josh? Where from now?
So like I said before, I'm definitely going to try to get out to a bunch more open competitions in the near future. Hopefully get out and do some outdoor climbing as well. Definitely want to improve my personal best and hopefully get a couple of 514s, 8B pluses under my belt. That'd be really cool. And hopefully in a couple of years start doing some open World Cups, and next year in Spain go to the World Championships. So hope to see you all there. Should be fun.
Josh, always a pleasure to talk to you, mate. I wish you all the possible best, and I'll see you soon, I hope.
All right, thanks, Dan. I'd like to make a special shout out to my brother right now. He's hopefully watching this live online in California. So, hi Yuri, how's it going? Hopefully to see you soon.
No problem at all. You can do that as often as you like.
All right, thanks, Dan.
Cheers. Thank you, Josh. Shout out to anyone that might be joining in and watching from Josh's hometown, or anyone from California getting in touch. Still moving here with our athletes for Mexico now on the male youth A route. Next athlete out, Hector Cordero, climbing now.
Our Ecuadorian is doing extremely well. Hector from Mexico as well. Danny Valencia on the left, and he's holding it, Dylan. The elbow is up. Oh, excellent job by Dylan Sparks. Well done to him. For Switzerland, I seem to recognize Anne-Sophie Colla. Is indeed. Look at this, over on the left, it's shaky, but he's still there. Vamos, venga! Oh, he goes for the plus. That was an excellent job by Danny Valencia of Ecuador. Hector needs your help. Just couldn't hold on there. Hector Martinez Cordero has said his last word of the semi, and we'll too late to see if he goes forward. Another Austrian over to the right. I told you they were strong and that there were quite a few of them. This is Laura Stöckler. Laura Stöckler of Austria, starting off from the female youth B. How is Solakim doing on the left? Getting to the top of the slam. Okay. Next up, Noah Rich for the States.
Okay, if you're after results or anything for today at the moment, you're going to need to get yourself onto an Android app, either an iPad or a smartphone, and you're going to need to download the IFSC's app for this one. It is on there. If you type in IFSC World Youth Championships, you'll be able to find a downloadable app that will give you a constant stream of the results as they come in from here at the venue. I'm going to try and access it myself in a moment, but I'm doing several other things. I'll try and keep you updated on results as soon as I have them. For now, for the present moment in time, as we welcome some new athletes onto the walls. Korea looking good here, number 32.
Over on the female juniors route, we have Kim Sola.
For the USA, over on the male junior route, it's Noah Ridge starting off there. Number 208 on the male youth A.
Wall at the moment is Dimitri Vogt.
Korean on the left, she's doing a great job. So is Laura Stukla on the right.
And for Japan, over on the male youth B wall at present,
Excellent job by
we have Ryosuke Hibino. For Austria, though, one to keep an eye on here on female youth B is Laura Stockler. She's managed this first roof section. She's got to go up to the left now. We've seen athletes get there before, but at the moment she's looking quite controlled. This next move could be tricky, though. She manages it. She's got a nice section now through the volumes, and then she's got to strike out to the right again, which she passes that one. For Italy, now starting off on female youth A, we have Claudia Ghisolfi about to start her climb here as well. Whilst all this is going on, as we always like to have a chat to a certain fellow who is moving around the world at present moment in time, running a particularly notable, worthwhile cause. It's Mr. John Ellison standing in front of me right now, or sitting in front of me. John, talk to us about your charity. What is this? You know, I've not heard of it before. What is it?
Yeah, well, what we're doing, if people don't already know, is that we're running a charity on behalf of climbers internationally to try and raise as much awareness as possible amongst not only climbers but their friends, family, relatives, whoever, that, you know, the work colleagues and that, and in the meantime raise money as well to hopefully in the long term maybe defeat this disease that affects everybody. So, you know, by buying t-shirts, we're raising money, sending it out around the world, and today we're going to make a donation to the British Columbia Cancer Foundation, and that'll be happening directly after the semi-finals.
We're going to stick around for that one as well. We're going to be bringing that to you guys live as it happens, the presentation of that huge amount of money to the foundation over here in Canada for British Columbia. John, talk to me a little bit about how this all began and when it began, why it began.
Yeah, well, for those that don't already know, I'm sure a lot of people have heard me talk a lot about this, but I don't mind speaking about it. In October 2011, I was diagnosed with terminal cancer, which unfortunately there is no cure for. So following on from that, in Bercy in Paris at the World Championships, whilst I was sat amongst a lot of friends from around the world, climbing friends and the like, it just came to me that there's such a strength amongst climbers, and the climbing in general is actually more like a family. So on the back of that, you know, I sort of realised that there was something we could do. There was an opportunity to try and raise, as I said, awareness and money for fight against cancer. So I started it up the idea came to fruition in September 2012, and then after the usual, you know, design situations and getting everything in place, we launched the charity in January this year. So since January the 23rd, 2013, we've printed off over 10,500 t-shirts, which have been sold pretty much to every country around the world. I don't know of any country that hasn't got them. And actually, when you look out in the crowd today, there's people wearing the t-shirts in abundance, really. You know, there's every team, there's somebody with a t-shirt on. and we've raised somewhere in the region of about £120,000 so far. So they donate. People it's making a difference. People are talking openly about cancer, which is pretty new actually. When I was diagnosed, it seemed that it pretty much taboo to discuss cancer, but now as walking around here this weekend, people from every nation have been asking me questions about my cancer, telling me stories about either their cancers, or their family's cancer, or different situations, and that really is pretty new. I think that's one of the biggest breakthroughs I think we've done with Climbers Against Cancer. That through the colour of the t-shirts, the happiness of people wearing them has really opened the discussion up, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. We were talking recently at the Sierra Boulder Battle with female athletes who were invited to that competition, and every single one of them was around the circle, including myself, obviously you, and other people that were there at the venue. We had about 8 or 9 of us. Every single one of us knew or had someone in the family who had suffered from this disease. I think everyone knows someone. Everyone knows someone who's been affected by this disease. At the moment, there is obviously still no cure for it, but it has affected more or less everybody in the world in some shape or form. And now there is so many different charities to get involved with helping to support this around the world. We have the Race for Life. Obviously, it happens over in the UK, and there are a lot of different places that the money could be sent to. So explain to me what you decided to do because of that, because there are so many different charities to contribute towards. You've gone for a bit of a different method there, haven't you?
Well, I think, like you say, I think it's, cancer affects everybody. I personally lost my mother when I was in my 20s, and as Dan was saying, when we were talking to Mina and Melissa and Alex and Matilda, everybody had a story to say. Everybody had a story to say about, some touch, being touched by cancer in one form or another, and the same has been the case here. There's so many people that, like I was just saying before, that want to discuss their situations. So on the back of that, what we decided to do was, I raised money myself last year for Cancer Research UK, and there's a lot of other charities. There's Climb for Life in Italy, which is a great charity, and there's a lot, like you say, in the UK they do the Race for Life. There's so many great charities, but a lot of the charities actually focus on one particular cancer. What I wanted to do was basically face up to cancer as a whole, because my feeling personally is that if we can find the cure for one cancer, we'll probably cure all cancers, and by doing that, it means there's less. There's people aren't raising money to cure me; they're raising money to cure all cancers. And that's the slight difference. And the other thing is as well is that by moving the donations around the world and donating in every continent, and hopefully in every country in time, it brings everybody on board. And again, you see the colourful t-shirts. I mean, I'm looking out into the crowd now. I can see the Belgians with them on, the French with them on, the Australians. There's Italians there with them on, a Polish girl with one on there. Even the delegates. You've got Helmut Knabel with one on there, and I think it really shows the power of it. That it doesn't matter whether you're young or old, or a climber or not a climber. People are really, really sort of taking this cause on board and really running with it, enjoying it. I mean, as far as I can see on the field here, people have got kite t-shirts on, so it makes me very proud, of course, but it's down to everybody. It's not my charity, it's everybody else's, so let's hope we can take it further.
Now, this is the question I always fall back and ask you about, and I'm going to ask you about it again now. What do people have to do to get involved in this charity? How can they get involved in this cause?
Yeah, well, again, if people don't know about the situation already, you can go on the Climbers Against Cancer website, which is www.climbersagainstcancer.org, and there's t-shirts, hoodies, climbing holds. We're going to bring out some more products in the future that will obviously promote the everybody's fight around the world even more. What we're doing today, for instance, is directly after the semi-finals, about around 1 o'clock, we'll be along with myself and Sean McCall and Sheila McCarran, will be making a donation to the BC Cancer Foundation, and then what we're going to do is invite all the climbers from around the world that are here with kite t-shirts up onto the stage so we can have a photo shoot, and that's going to be filmed and covered by Dan and the Horizon guys, so hopefully then this will get the message out across the even more so. We've only really scratched the surface as yet. I know it seems very big, but I think there's so many places we can still promote it. I know, again, like I say, I don't know how long I've got left to live, but as long as I'm alive, I'm going to carry on trying to push it and helping other people get it into a situation where they can push it after I've left. And hopefully that'll be a long time yet, he says as he smiles. But my plan is to stay around as long as possible, and fight it as much as I can. I mean, I'm dealing with my own treatments back home, which aren't pleasant, but it makes me, this is the reason why you do it. You come out here and you see this, and it's just heartwarming, to say the least.
And you don't stop at all. I know that for a fact. You've been at so many different continents, countries in the past few months alone. You really are working like mad to make this cause known. For those of you that are just joining us, this is Mr. John Ellison I'm talking to now. He's the founder of Climbers Against Cancer. If you want to get involved in this cause, you can probably see a lot of the belayers, probably even some of the athletes, some of the officials wearing CAC t-shirts, moving around with them. Climbers Against Cancer. If you want one of those t-shirts, get yourself onto www.climbersagainstcancer.org. You can donate just straight out on there if you feel like you want to, or you can buy yourself a t-shirt. On there as well, and there are several other different merch opportunities to buy on there as well. There's some hoodies, there are some iron-on badges, things like that. You probably see me wearing them when I'm ever saying hello to you guys. I've got a couple on the jacket that I wear here as well. You can put them anywhere, they're iron-ons. And you can buy all of these things on their website, www.climbersagainstcancer.org. Please get yourself over onto there. It's a fantastic cause to get involved with. And the amount of money raised so far, just in the excess of £120,000. That's British pounds he's talking there, which is about $200,000. And John's now going around the world making sure that people get that money. So please do get involved with that one. That website again, www.climbersagainstcancer.org. John, thank you very much for coming and talking with us. We're going to see you later on for the presentation, yeah?
Yeah, thank you very much to everybody out there, and again, what can I say? I always say this, but thank you.
John, always a pleasure. I'll speak to you soon, mate.
Thank you very much.
Mr. John Ellison, founder of Climbers Against Cancer. So, we're going to be seeing that a little bit later on, the presentation of the money. Our Swiss athlete doing very well here at that point on the wall. Number 74 over on the female A. It is Anne-Sophie Collet, and for Korea, our athlete just coming down from the male juniors route, incredible effort there, pushing up for Kim Han-wool. Last Korean athletes to climb in the male juniors. Next out on the juniors route here is going to be Tomokai Takata of Japan.
Something special going on the UK here. Look at her. But it's starting to hurt. The elbows are up. Oh, come on. Give her some support. Woo, excellent job by Andrea Kumin. Who we may well be seeing later on this evening. Judging by that.
That is Cumin, actually. I do apologise for that one.
So, what is
It was just climbing on female youth A and has just reached a new high point there for us.
we're about to find out.
starting to happen. We are getting into the tough section of today, where the athletes that have already climbed have to sit at the bottom of the wall and worry as the highest ranked athletes from the qualification rounds come out and start to improve on every climb as we move towards the guys at the very top. This is where we're going to start seeing some tops. If we're going to see them today, this is where it's going to happen. Kaya Otaka, male Youth B, an incredible effort there. He is, or was, roughly 4 moves away from the top. And he fought to stay there as well, but he's finished up now. I am joined by our new high point holder on Youth B for the male, Kaya Otaka. Kaya, was it a good climb for you?
Good climb. Very good climb. I think so.
Did you enjoy the style? Did you enjoy, is it technical, powerful? Is it what?
Mine.
Very much your style.
Yes.
At the last point there, the high point, you were really fighting to try and get those last few moves. Were you pumped?
Yes, very pumped.
And now you're back down again. Who are you supporting for the rest of the competition, for the Japanese athletes that are here? Who have we got to watch later on? Do you have many other Japanese athletes to look out for later?
Yeah, hi.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I appreciate you trying for me on this one. Congratulations, well done on that climb there. Well done to you. I hope to see you soon.
Hi.
Is there anything you want to say to people back home? In Japanese?
日本の皆さん、決勝に行けたら必ずトロフィー持って帰るんで頑張ります。
Thank you, Kaya. Well done. That was Kaya Otaka. Next up in the seniors is going to be Sebastian Helenki of Germany.
He will be coming out onto the green route here at the bottom now that Tomokai Takata has finished up on his climb.
This is where we're going to start to get into the really big names, guys. These are the ones that we would expect to see in those top 8, and we will hope that the other athletes have done enough at this point to try and hold on to their places in the top 8 as well. Molly Thompson-Smith, has she done enough to make it through? Sebastian Halenki, as I mentioned a few moments ago, just starting off now on male junior route. For Austria, over on male youth B.
I don't know how much skin he has on his fingers today because it was looking
It is
the other day. This is Sebastian Halenke of Germany.
Jan-Luca Posch.
One scene never forgotten.
Jan-Luca Posch, 266 on male youth B at the present moment in time. For Norway now over on the female junior route as well. We have Tina Johnson Hafsas, another climber that has been seen at majority of the senior circuit World Cups. And over on female youth B. For Japan, we have Akia Tajima. Waiting for our next few athletes on the other routes now. We've got on the male youth A just about to start. We have Chun Jung-woon. And for Russia, coming out onto female youth A, we have Dana Glimkanova. So moving into the end of our semi-finals then, we're going to start to see who those 8 people are going through into the finals later on at 4:30 p.m. local time to us. That's PST, Pacific Standard Time. 4:30 we are due to start. And 3 hours all in all for the athletes to take a break over here as the route setters reset. Also, we're sticking around for the fact that we're going to be seeing John Ellison very shortly, presenting for Climbers Against Cancer. And he's going to be presenting a check for $15,000 to British Columbia Cancer Foundation. Here's Seb. Sebastian Halenki about to approach the horn. One move away from it now. Nice catch there from Sebastian Halenki. Right, we've seen athletes at this point before on the wall. Can he keep moving? Got a heel hook up there now with the right foot. Up to a pinch with the right hand. Ah, and a slip just after it. Frustration. A lot of frustration there at that point from Halenki. A good effort though. We have Emil Bonzom about to come out now for France.
On that junior route.
So the judges just discussing exactly what score they're going to give him. Always interesting, these judges' discussions. Did he make the move? Seb?
So our new athletes then, one for Slovenia now out on the female junior route.
It is Jera Ledenik.
For Slovenia, female junior climber.
For Russia, number 273 on the male youth B route now as well. It is Vadim Malshikov. For Korea, now down on the ground, number 221. After a relatively decent performance there on the male youth A route. Just coming down onto the ground, number 221 is Sean Jung-woon, and Bernard Roek is going to be the next athlete out there. Very impressive over on female youth B now. For our Japanese athlete, number 130, it is Akia Tajima. Brilliant job there for her. She's just coming down. Bonzom now starting off for France on the male junior route. For Russia, number 61 over on female youth A.
There is a bit of a shocker.
Dina Glimkhanova doing quite well here. Russian athletes putting on a very impressive performance during the speed yesterday. No surprises there from Russia. They're always one of the strongest countries to compete in that category. They showed it again with the youth here, just like they do on the seniors for the World Cups. A fall for our Russian athlete over on the youth B wall just now. Vadim Melchikov now down on the ground. Again, Bernard Roek now just starting off on male youth A. Bonzom still going on male junior. Dana Glimkhanova doing quite well here as well for Russia on female youth A. For Belgium then, our next athlete out on female youth B. 108, Celine Soyupas. One to look out for as we move through this semi-finals here at the World Youth Championships 2013 in Canada. If you want to get in touch with us at the venue, please do so using the hashtag WYCH2013 on Twitter. I'd love to hear from you down here at the venue. Shout out to Philip Lemire saying, say hi to John for us from the Belgian climbers. It was John Ellison we just spoke to a few moments ago. And he's sitting in front of me, so I'll let him know that now.
John's just said say thank you back. He's just sitting in front of me at the moment, taking some photographs. Dana Dimkanova approaching the point that Molly was at a little bit earlier.
And on the left, we have for the United States, it's Delaney Miller in the juniors.
So for the US now, over on female juniors, it is Delaney Miller, number 17, starting off on female junior route. One of the ones to watch for. Fall from Dana Dimkanova, but a very good effort there from her. Back down on the ground now. Now Bernard Rock could definitely be one of the male athletes that we see through to the next stage. Bonzom unfortunately coming down there. Bernard Roak could definitely have a high chance of going through into the finals. We would expect it of him. After him, just 4 more athletes left to go on the juniors male. Sorry, the UK male.
Alors, on peut soutenir Céline à droite. Je ne sais pas si elle est francophone ou pas. So Céline of Belgium on the right. Bernard Rock still going. Excuse me, for Austria on the male youth.
So Roek now approaching the first of the really tricky points on the male youth A route. Getting past this darker volume and up to the next point.
Florian Klingler. Just let him settle into the swing of things.
We've seen athletes get 3 or 4 moves ahead of where he is now, up to these this double lighter pink shade just above him now. We've seen athletes around there. Roek still looking pretty good at the moment. He's got to be very careful on the next 3 to 4 moves before approaching the roof. It only really gets harder from here on in for Bernard.
Talking more about after the semi-finals, because don't rush off. We will be making the presentation.
And a slip there just as he moved up to the top section. Very, very close.
Donation from
But a fantastic performance there for Bernard Rock.
And if you have a
It's Hannah Bear now out on female youth A category. Lovely chatting to her during the qualifications. She's about to start a climb here. Let's hope she can give us a top here at this point. Loic Timmermans now out for the male junior category as well. Just starting his climb. Great to chat to him during the qualifications as well. If you've missed any of the coverage that we've been doing here at the venue at Stelius Secondary School, at the Boulders Gym on Vancouver Island over here in Canada. If you've missed any of it, you can find it on the YouTube channel. You can get yourself over onto YouTube and go to the IFSC's channel on there. On there, you can watch everything that we cover with IFSC.tv. You could even go so far back as to see replays from previous years as well, but we've got the qualifications on there for you, so you can go and have a look at those ones if you wanted to see that, to see how these athletes got here. Delaney Miller pacing herself here. An incredible climb going on over on the male youth B category now. Just slipping at that stage, but that was quite the performance there. A male youth B for our Austrian athlete, Florian Kingler. Florian Kingler now down on the ground again. Very impressive though. Hannah Bear With a very elegant heel hook there. Straight leg. This is a bit of a tricky moment for footwork here for the athletes. We saw Molly Thompson-Smith having to really take her time with the footwork. For the US over on female youth B now. Number 112. And that is Margot Hayes. We were told earlier to watch out for her by one of the other American athletes we were talking to. I think it was Josh Levin that was saying watch out for her later on. Margot Hayes, just starting off in the female youth B category. We had a chat to her the other day as well. Not a bad effort for Delaney Miller. Lewick really taking his time. Lewick Timmermans on male junior now. Hannah Bear approaching the roof. And the next 4 or 5 moves are going to make all the difference in the division for final placements. She's got to keep her cool here, stay calm and collected. Take her time and take extra care on the next 2 going up onto these 2 holds where the chalk is. This is what caught Molly. Okay, here we go, Hannah Bear. This is good. Can she hold it? This change now is going to be the make or break. She's already looking in good position for finals. Switching to a drop knee, managed to get a hand onto the next one. It's going to give her a plus, but no, coming back down. Still a brilliant effort there from Hannah Bear. I want to see some guys in the roof on that section. I want to get onto that roof sequence. It looks quite funky a little bit later on. For Italy on male youth B.
Keep your eyes on the female youth A wall because the next 2 climbers are
We have Stefano Conati climbing over there. Lewick really taking his time. He's been on this one for quite a while now and he's just slow and steady. This next move's a tough one, the one past this point here. He's on the frog's eyes. Oh, and Lewick. Lewick, what a surprise there. Katharina Posch starting off on the female junior route now. Surprise for Lewick Timmermans coming down where he has just. No tops so far, guys. Across the board, none. Nil point. But we have some athletes emerging now that could definitely challenge that. Katharina Posch could do very well here. One to not let out of your sight at all for a moment on female youth A right now. Previous World Youth Champion from Singapore last year, now competing in female youth A category, Hannah Schubert. Yes, she is Jakob Schubert's younger sister. Yes, she's going to be just as good one day, I think, and she's already starting to show that she's got that talent that comes from that family. Hannah Schubert could definitely show us a top here if she stays calm and collected and nothing surprises her. Another one to watch out for, Dmitry Fakirainov. Just starting off for Russia now on male junior. Very impressive during the European Championships just recently. So, keep an eye out for Dimitri, keep an eye out for Katharina Posch, keep an eye out for Hannah Schubert, and look at Margot Heitz with this little toe hook on the corner there as she's starting to move up towards the roof. The US guys getting right behind her. A new Austrian competitor out on male youth A, number 225 now for us as well. Jörg Palmer, we had a chat to him the other day. Very impressive athlete. He could be another one that challenges the top here. Let's see a top. That's what we want. We want to see a top. Oh, very, very surprising. That's going to take her out of the finals, quite possibly there. Hannah Schubert, she is not going to be pleased with that one at all. What a shocker. A very early fall for her there. I believe it was around the point where she's having to start to move to the right-hand side. That bit of fancy footwork or tricky footwork. But it's costed her. She's come down. Margot Hayes, a fantastic effort there on female youth B. What a shame for Hannah Schubert. Fingers crossed it's enough for the final, but I'm not sure that it is. William Bosi now coming out on male youth B. Strong contender here. Let's wish him all the best as he's about to make his start on male youth B now. The red route, wearing red. Katharina working around this arete section, this prow. Either side. A little bit shaky, big pinches here for her, a little bit shaky. Can she make the next couple of moves? Still quite a few pinches more to come. Still staying with it, she's got the right hand up onto the purple now. There's a big pinch ahead of her. She's going to go up with the left first, that small one. Pinch using the wall and the hold, then up to the big pinch with the pink. Very nice, Katharina. You're shaking, I know, but come on, you can do this. Starting to get pumped now. There's no let up on this route throughout this entire section here now. There's just nowhere to rest. You can see her going up for the next point and coming down there, but it was a fantastic effort from Katharina Posch. And it should hopefully see her through.
Over on the right for the United States. On the heels of Margot Hayes, it's her teammate Claire.
William Bosi pushing here. Attempt for a top.
Told you to keep an eye on Dmitry Fakiryanov on the male juniors. He's looking pretty calm and collected. And on the female youth A, say hello please to Julia Chanonny of France.
The cameras get wet.
Okay, so Julia Chalandy of France over on female youth A at the moment. For the USA, over on female youth B, we have Claire Burfiend. We saw her in the speed yesterday as well. She's doing well there. Dimitri looking good and strong, as is William Bosi, as is our fellow Austrian climber over on male youth A at the moment. And that is Jörg Palmer starting off there. But with me now and just recatching her breath is Katharina Posch. Katja, talk me through this route. Was it hard?
Oh yeah, it was really hard. The beginning was so strange. I felt like, oh, I will fall at the third move or something. And then there's no rest. I don't know where to rest, and so I was really pumped now.
That was one of the things I was going to say to you. Once you're past the big purple hold there is just no let up. There's no place to rest at all. You're pinching constantly all the way up. Now you kind of popped for the last move there. Did you know you were going to go there? Did you know that you hadn't got quite enough to get that next pinch between the edge?
Now the pinch with the right hand was so bad, and I was really surprised. And so I didn't really know what to do, and I just tried the move, but it wasn't enough.
Well, I think it might be enough. It was a fantastic performance, and we've seen very few athletes get anywhere near where you were just. It was a fantastic performance, which is why I pulled you across, because I wanted to talk to you about the qualifications. Now, one of your climbs you were very much not happy with in the qualifications. What happened there?
Yeah, the first route was okay because it was easy and I could climb like really comfortable. But in the second qualification, I don't know, I was really nervous because my brother had the same route the day before, and so it was a little bit of pressure for me to climb as far as he climbed. And so I got nervous and I don't know what happened. It felt like I just didn't hold my hands on anymore on the hold, and I don't know, it was really strange, and so I was really sad after that.
Did he talk through with you at all what you would expect on the wall? Are you helping each other out in that one?
Yeah, but he wasn't at the competition area, and after I climbed he came, and so he couldn't tell me anything, and I was the first strong one, and so it was a bit difficult for me. And no, but it's the past, and I'm just looking forward now.
I want you to talk to me as well about this. You've got a lot of strapping on this arm, and I've seen it quite a lot recently, that you're strapping the right forearm at the moment. What is it? Is it a strain? Because it seems like you're doing it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a little, I don't know, my muscle is really hard, and if I get pumped, I get like my finger open, and so I use the tape to distress it a little bit, that I feel more comfortable, and it helps me a lot.
Is it getting any better on this arm? Because I mean, it's been the last couple of World Cups, I think you've had the same thing. You've had it strapped there as well.
Yeah, I had it like for six weeks now, but I've one competition after another, and so it's really hard for the arm to rest and to become better again. And yeah, I hope after this competition it will be better soon.
Do you get any time after this one finishes up that you can have a rest? I mean, what's the next plan for you? What's the next comp?
Yeah, I have 1 week and rest, and then it's the European Bowler Championship in Eindhoven. Then it's the Rockmaster in Arco, and then the World Cups continue, so I haven't got so much time.
How old are you now?
I'm 19 now.
Okay, so what are you doing? Are you studying, or are you dedicating all of your time to rock climbing? Do you have any other things to do as well?
Yeah, at the moment I'm preparing for a test to enter the university in psychology, and so I'm studying a little bit beside the competitions, but it's really hard. And I hope I can enter psychology course, and then I will study beside the climbing.
I think you're all amazing for that. There's a category of older climbers at these comps that are just going into uni, still working at uni, working at A-level levels. You know, there's a lot of kids here that are in school like 5 days a week and stuff. To have the commitment to be able to find time for training as well as your education through that, I think is very commendable. How often a week are you training at the moment, as aside for this obviously learning for your the test to take? How often are you getting to train?
Yeah, just two times a week, because there's always a competition and I need always rest days, and it's really hard for me to feel good because I'm feeling like getting more tired after a competition, and so I try to rest as much as I can.
I think that's an interesting tactic. I've not heard a lot of people saying that before, but for someone like you that is doing as many competitions as you are, it's almost like the competitions are training for you.
Yeah, it's like that.
Katarina, I think that was an incredible climb. Go and check your results, and I hope to see you in the final. Thank you for talking.
Thank you.
And he's also a fabulous climber. Very neat, very precise.
It's raining, believe it or not. What a change. Only lightly at the moment, but It's quite a nice condition now for our climbers because it's sort of calmed down a little bit. It's not as hot. It's not going to be affecting them too much. They can be comfortable as they're climbing. We've got Hannes Puman up of Sweden now on the wall, and Jaeger as well of Slovenia over on female youth B. 2 French athletes up on the wall. Great to speak to Katarina Posch. Just a phenomenal all-round athlete. Katarina, and a very committed and driven young lady as well.
Exhausting, isn't it, this? You need my Karen, how are you talking to me? No, we haven't seen a talk yet, Mr. Finn. We're hungry for a talk here in Saanich. And there's a certain...
Okay, Domen Skofic is out for the male juniors right now. Anna Verhoeven is on the wall for Belgium as well. I just saw her going through her mantra at the bottom of the wall, preparing, I believe praying as well. She's very religious, Anna Verhoeven. So we've got quite a few of the guys out at the moment. Yilja is still going for Slovenia. We've got another Slovenian, Domen Skofic, out on the female juniors right now. Over on the female junior wall now for France, we have Manon Healy, I believe, having her climb. One more to go after her. But as I couldn't not really talk to Hannes Puman, I had to pull him across for a chat on this one. Are you aware that that's the new high point? You're in first place?
No.
Well, you are at the moment at that point. We've had a lot of athletes struggling on that route. How was it to climb?
It was like sketchy, but it was really nice. I liked it.
So we've had a lot of people struggling with the dark volume a little bit lower on. There's an interesting couple of moves around that point. Was that a little bit of a shaky moment for you, or did you know where to go and what the procedure was? How was the beta there?
Yeah, it was pretty weird. I didn't really know what to do, but it was okay. So.
And how does it feel up at the very top? Because I haven't had a chance to speak to anyone yet about that point just before the roof. What's it like there? It gets into quite a crimpy section, is it?
Yeah, it was a long move to. It was pretty good, but it was hard.
Were you pumped? Were you pumped at the end?
Yeah, really.
And you said it was pretty bad footholds at the end as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a fantastic effort. You're looking good at the moment. How are you feeling? You tired at all? You've had a day off to rest, haven't you? So what did you get up to yesterday? Did you get some time to yourself, or have you been climbing again?
We actually swam in the sea yesterday, so and we climbed some too.
So you went out and carried on climbing on rock, and you went for a swim?
Yeah.
You're also healthy. Who else have we got here on the team, and how are they getting on at the moment? You got a lot of support from the Swedish guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
And who's the coach? Have you got a coach with you?
Yeah, Nikki.
Nikki who?
Nikki Horak.
And have they been doing a lot of preparation with you before coming out to this event?
Yeah. We've been training pretty hard. So.
Well, it's definitely paying off, Hannes. That was an incredible climb there. I'm looking forward to seeing you through into the finals, and I hope to speak to you again. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Hannes Boomen, I'm going to let him go and rest up for a little bit now. Thought I had to grab him. Okay, it's Kai. Kai is out on the wall. Kai Leitner. We're hoping for something good there from him. Look at Yera now as well over on the female youth B category. Janja Gambret of Slovenia. A fall there for our French athlete, a fall for Domen as well, and a fall for Janja. Ooh, and a bad crash against the wall as well at that point. That was a bad crash into the wall as she fell then. Very difficult. Anak Verhoeven approaching the roof section. It's looking like that point on the male juniors just below the horn could be enough to see you through into the finals. We've seen a lot of our athletes falling at that point. Here's Kai. Still no top in this competition. We have an athlete very close here. Very, very nice positioning there by Anak Verhoeven. Moving into the lead now over on the female youth A. We are going to see her in the finals already. Look at the positioning of her feet as she got up on top of the pyramid. It was enough, Anak. It was enough. Kai Leitner, 1-2 moves away from the top here. We have our first top, and no surprise to see that it's by Kai Leitner, who has been unstoppable all the way through this competition. So impressive. First top of the day, Kai Leitner, USA. What a fantastic climb there from him. Absolutely incredible. There is our first top of the day. Anna Verhoeven just getting down, fantastic effort there for her. I had to just grab her and say well done for a moment, but I'm going to have to speak to this young man here when he's got himself sorted in a moment. The first top for today, Magdalena Roek now starting over on female junior. This is another one to watch out for. This is one that we would definitely expect to see into the final, but this is another one that could provide us a top here as well. Kai Leitner just getting himself sorted. I'm going to give him a moment to take off the rope and calm himself down for a second. Magdalena Roek just starting her climb here on female juniors. We've seen some incredible performances throughout today from all of these athletes. Another good high point there for our Japanese athlete on male youth A as well. Fantastic all the way through this one. But our first top today just been received by Kai Leitner. Naoki Shimatani has just come down off male youth A, and he is the last athlete to be out today as well. We finished there with him. Jessica Pills just starting on female youth A as well, and Magdalena Roek is the last athlete on the female junior route also. But now that he's had a moment to just get himself catching his breath and calm down at the bottom of the wall, that was amazing. That is the first top we have seen today. No one else in any category has come close to that. You are now in first place in your category. How are you feeling?
I feel amazing. The route was really hard, and at the top, I wasn't tired, but I was really determined, and I kind of switched to a mindset that I haven't rarely happens to me. It's just like, you know, got to get to the top, and I got to the top.
It rarely happens to you. You've been following that mantra all the way through this competition.
I don't know. It's like I can't even remember what happened at the top of the wall because my mind literally went into a phase where I had to get to the top. It was all or nothing.
Now, there's a couple of points on this wall that are the really tricky points. One of them is here at this huge red volume that's on the wall. Getting up and over that, we've seen a lot of athletes struggling with that one. For you, when you hit that point on the wall, the procedure, the beta for that point, did it come very naturally to you, or was it quite a hard point for yourself as well?
It was one of the harder parts of the route, but again, I was in my mindset to top the route, and so I was just able to get through it.
Were you very pumped when you got towards the top? Was it a moment of mind over matter, or was you quite comfortable?
Sorry. I wasn't very pumped at the top. It's just that at the very top, I didn't clip where I was supposed to clip, and so the hole was really bad where I was clipping. But besides that, I wasn't very pumped at the top.
You've been very focused all the way through this, Kai. Talk to me a little bit about how you first got into climbing again. For people that have missed some of the previous interviews with you, I want to talk to you about how you got involved in the sport and how long you've been doing it for.
Well, I've been doing this for 7 years since I was 6. And before that, I used to climb everything from baby gates to apartment buildings to flagpoles at my mother's job, which is the university. And just finally, someone just told me that I needed to get into rock climbing. And I entered the gym, and I just loved it ever since.
You used to climb apartment buildings younger than 6 years old. Did you not give your parents a heart attack?
Yeah, there's been several occasions where my mother looked out and I was on the 5th floor when we only lived on the 2nd, and she would kind of yell at me and tell me to get down.
So they sort of thought that they'd channel that energy into something productive by getting you to come and get involved in a gym there as well. And since 6 years old, you've been training, and you're now moving on to the World Youth Championships. What does the future hold for you, Kai? What are you planning on doing for the future?
You know, I just hope to set more goals and hopefully being able to achieve more goals in the future, and just be able to go farther in my sport.
What about going over for the World Cups? Is there a chance that we could see you coming over to the World Cups in the future?
Most definitely. I would love to go to a World Cup. Well, first, I'd have to go to Europe, but I would love to go to a World Cup.
Kai, I'm going to let you go and say hello to your team, get all the applause that you're due now for a moment, and I'll see you in finals.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kai. Jessica Pills over here on Female Youth A as well, who I believe is our last climber on Female Youth A. Yes, she is. So last climber on Female Youth A, last climber on Female Junior. Last climber on Male Youth B, the big competition for Kai Leitner. It is Sascha Lehmann of Switzerland. You can see the performance he's putting in here now as well, already at this stage. Very impressive athlete here. And unfortunately, we have had a fall over on Female Youth B. Very, very close. Also another fall here on Male Youth B, which means Kai is in first place position, which means that countback in the final, if both athletes were to top, would be in favour of Kai Leitner. But a great performance there from Sascha Lehmann. That fall a moment ago was Miwa Oba over on the Youth B lead. Jessica Pills, Magdalena Royak. It is an all-Austrian wall here to finish up at the very end. I'm here with Sascha Lehmann. You are competing in Male Youth B at the moment. You were about 3 moves away from the top there, and I know that there was a lot of emotion in you at the end. How was the climb in general for you?
Yeah, it was really cool. It was perfect to climb, but in the end, I can't clip there. I don't know why, but That's cool. It's really cool.
But you're leading the group at the moment with Kai Leitner. Between you and Kai Leitner, you are leading your group. You know, the two of you are the guys that have been fighting all the way through. Kai gave us a top a few moments ago. You were about 3 moves away, but you're in a great position going through into the finals by the look of things at the moment. How's your mentality? Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm really ready. I want to start in this final and I want to give all what I can.
I wish you all the best with it, mate, and I hope that I can speak to you a little bit later. I'm going to let you go and rest, all right, Sash?
Bye-bye.
Thank you. A top by Magdalena Rajek, exactly what we would expect from that athlete as well. She has disappeared. She's always wanted to do that. She has literally just ran off as soon as she possibly could. Jessica Pills looking very good here. Moving on to the new high point, but falling just at that point as well. So it's going to be Anneke Verhoeven and Jessica Pills fighting each other here at this point. Incredible by Jessica Pills at that point there. Moving and setting a new high point. Magdalena Rajek with a top there at the end. We've got Sasha Lehmann fighting with Kai Leitner, who just gave us a top on Youth B. We've got Hannes Puman going through with the high point on Male Youth A. Another impressive point for him. We have Janja of Slovenia on Female Youth B that's put in an incredible performance there as well. Anneke Verhoeven, Jessica Pills are the two racing on Female Youth A. And on Female Junior, we have Katharina Posch, Magdalena Rajek. A vast majority of incredibly skilled climbers here at this stage of the competition. I was going to spend a moment grabbing Magdalena Rajek, but I believe that she has vanished. No, I've got her. She's come back. Corey, bless him, has run and gone and got her for me. She's just coming up the stairs now. I wanted to just grab you for a moment, Magdalena. That was an incredible climb there. You're the only athlete that has topped on that route. How was it?
Yeah, at the beginning I was very nervous and I was very slow, but then I just climbed and yeah.
The most difficult point that we found from the athletes on this one is past the purple holds there, when it's just continuous, no place to rest, all about the pinches all the way to the top. We saw Katharina do a really good job of it, but struggle because she couldn't rest. Did you get pumped towards the end? Was it difficult for you?
Yeah, a bit.
But you managed to get there. Was there at any point that you thought you were gonna fall?
At the beginning, it was very close, but then it was okay.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about was the strapping that you've got on your neck at the moment. We've got Katharina with one on her arm here from a strained arm. Is it a strain or is it just there to help you?
Yeah, it's to help me because
You haven't had an injury or anything or any strain in the neck?
No.
And what's happening from now for you? We're seeing you at the World Cups a lot at the moment. You're challenging Mina Markovic and a lot of the senior athletes to the podium at the moment. Are we going to be seeing you for the rest of the lead season on the World Cup seniors?
Yeah, I will do all World Cups this year, for sure.
And what about training for you? Do you get much time to relax when you're back home, or is it just training constantly in between those World Cups?
Yeah, training, because now I had 6 competitions in a row, and now I have to train again.
And are you traveling around with your brother at the moment? Are we likely to be seeing him at the World Cups as well?
Probably he will be in Gran, but the others he won't start.
So the next one for you is going to be Perth.
Yes.
Magdalena, I look forward to seeing you in the finals here. Well done.
Thanks.
Magdalena Rajek of Austria, incredible athlete there, and we've seen quite a few of them today. We've saved the tops till the very end for you just to make it really exciting. Kai Leitner getting one in, Magdalena Rajek getting one in, but those are the only 2 athletes today that have shown us a top at the top of those routes. These are routes ranging from an 8A difficulty up to about an 8B plus, and we've seen some incredible incredible athletes, but not that many of the tops today. The top eight that go through to the finals should be up now on the IFSC's website. You'll be able to find them on there. We're going to be taking a short break after a presentation in a moment from CAC, Climbers Against Cancer. After the presentation, we'll be taking a short break and coming back to you at 4:30. But stick around for us at the moment. We're about to see $15,000 get donated to the British Columbia Cancer Foundation over here from Mr. John Ellison with Climbers Against Cancer. We've got that to come for you in a moment as well.
even more gorgeous, beg your pardon. Mrs. Buzzy, I'm loving that. Loving that. What do you call a collection of CAC t-shirts? Is that a cacophony officially, do you think? Sorry, I got carried away. Youth A, male youth A, and B, sorry, I'll put my glasses on as well, it'll work a lot better, honestly. Male youth A and male youth B are posted. Les résultats minimes garçons et cadets sont à l'affichage. Female youth A results are up as well. Les cadettes sont à l'affichage. Christian, are you scared of heights at all? Sebastian, right. I believe you. Thousands wouldn't. Tell you what, you wouldn't get me up on one of those things. I did it once and I nearly died. So did the guy that I was next to. That's a lot of people to regroup in the middle. We'll do our best. Et les Français, vous avez pas vos t-shirts CAC là? Les t-shirts comme ça. Les t-shirts comme ça, Manu. Non mais allez, on va faire une photo de famille là, avec les t-shirts. Attends. Allez, soyez cool. Margot Deschamps, je sais que t'en as un, il est où là? you want to start to make your way
Okay, so
into
not too long now before we get things started here with the Climbers Against Cancer presentation of a check here from the charity fund. If you don't know about Climbers Against Cancer yet, if you have no idea what we're talking about, please get yourself onto www.climbersagainstcancer.org. Now on there, you might see a lot of people around this venue wearing Climbers Against Cancer t-shirts. In fact, a vast majority of them are. Just look down behind you just now, all this crowd here, everybody here wearing a Climbers Against Cancer t-shirt, hundreds of people over here. Now this charity was started off late January of this year by Mr. John Ellison. Now John is just down on the ground being interviewed for Canada's one of the TV networks that are going to be covering some of the ceremony now, as he awards $15,000 over to the British Columbia Cancer Foundation here. Now his vision of this is that he's going to donate at least £10,000 on each continent around the world, and then move to each country is the plan for John. John himself has terminal cancer, and when finding out about that one, and the fact that he had that disease, instead of doing what a lot of people would have done, which is losing faith and going a little bit mad about it, mental and breaking down, John went the complete opposite way, and he's set up this charity. Now at present they've raised over 120,000 British pounds, which is about $200,000 for cancer foundations around the world. He's presented a couple of checks so far, one in Australia, one in France, and this is going to be his first one over on this side, on this continent. We're about to get it started when Strong gets up onto the stage. That website, again, you need to get involved in this charity with, is www.climbersagainstcancer.org. And in a few moments' time, we're first off going to invite Sean McCall up here to introduce this charity to all of you back at home and the crowd and the audience here that are watching. Sheila McCarran will be involved as well as one of CAC's representatives around the world, and then John will be getting up to present that check to them as well. So all of that's still to come before we take a break for you, coming back later on at 4:30 local time here to us. That's 4:30 p.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time over here for the finals as well.
Guy to finish his media interview. I'm also waiting for Susie to give me the thumbs up. Elan, do you not have your CAC t-shirt with you? Okay, so listen up. Here's what's going to happen. First of all, when he finally stops talking, I've told you he just never stops talking. When John Ellison has finished his media interview, we're going to do the actual presentation of the big check to the Canadian Research, the BCCF, the British Columbia Cancer Fund. And then we'll get all you lot up onto the stage. And that very nice man with that very nice camera up there will take a picture of us all for posterity. Now you can all put it on your Facebook banners and frame them and get them signed. medal position we have. Stand away, there's no problem. Come back. John?
Okay, so we are just waiting for John Ellison to wrap up an interview with a local Canada TV network. Just to give you a rundown of the up-and-coming events on the IFSC then. For our next comp, it will be in Munich for a bouldering comp there. August 24th to 25th, we'll be bringing you that live, the last bouldering stage of the season. Then over to Eindhoven for the bouldering stage of the European Championships between August and September. Then it's on to Arco for a speed and then the Rockmaster event as well. That's September the 7th and 8th. Purs then with a Lead World Cup, the next stage of the Lead World Cup season in September, the 20th and 21st. Then Perm for a Lead and Speed World Cup on September 27th to 29th. And then we're on to the Asia Tour. So what I'm going to do now is going to hand you over and give you the great privilege of introducing Sheila McCarron, who's going to be introducing the ceremony for us now.
Thanks, Dan. So, welcome again, everybody, to Central Saanich, which is the official capital of climbing for this weekend, and it's also the capital of cancer. Go away and leave us alone. To present this check for the sums of money that have been raised by the sale of all of your t-shirts, sweatshirts and everything else, we have John Ellison, who is the founder of Climbers Against Cancer. I knew I'd get that wrong. Founder of Cancer. Okay, well, no, he's a sufferer of cancer, as you all know. But first I'm going to hand the mic over to Sean McCall, your very own Sean McCall.
Thanks, Sheila. So I'm here at the Junior World Championships, finished the semi-final round. I'm one of the coaches for Canada, excited to be here. For CAC, I got my first t-shirt, I think, back in November last year. I just had a really disappointing result, so I was kind of out of it, but brought me up a bit. And then I really kicked off in January of this year. And I think all my friends have t-shirts. I see them wearing all the time. I always see photos, Facebook, everything. It's a great cause. I'm really happy to support it. And like I said, now we're here, and I'm excited to move forward. Obviously, this is a big step, the first in North America, and the first of hopefully many to come. So a big congratulations to John. Thank you. I'm going to shake your hand, and thank you.
Excellent job, Sean. I think you should have hosted this thing instead of me because you're a much better public speaker than I probably will ever be. Thanks for that. So, merci à Sean d'avoir dit tout ce qu'il pense de cette cause qui est les grimpeurs contre le cancer. Il dit qu'il voit des t-shirts partout et c'est vrai qu'en France, par exemple, c'est plus qui n'a pas de t-shirt qu'autre chose. On en voit dans toutes les compétitions, c'est vraiment formidable. Tout le monde s'est mis derrière ce mouvement. So, I think it's time, and it's a very dangerous thing I'm about to do because I could never get it back. I'm going to give the mic to John Ellison.
Thank you very much, everybody. It's great to be here. I must just say, it's the first time in my life that I've stood above Sean McCall on the podium. So please remember that. You know, Sean McCauley was second and John Ellison was first. So sorry, mate. Commiserations. But no, first of all, I'd like to say thank you very much to everybody. I mean, Sean thanked me there, but really the thanks go to you guys because you are the guys that have really made this happen. As I've said to somebody before, I'm just the DJ. You guys are the dancers, and you fill in the nightclub. So if we keep it going that way, we can have such a great party through CAC, and we can face up to cancer. Cancer affects so many of us. I know people in this crowd who I've spoken to over this weekend that have given me stories about the cancer. But it affects everybody, whether you're young, old, you know, fit, you know, good looking, no, joking, but you know, it affects everybody. So it's something that we should stand up to, and by wearing these colourful t-shirts, I think everybody, I've never seen a photo with anybody without a smile. So in that basis, I think we're fighting cancer with a smile on the face, which is pretty new actually. And the other amazing thing is that when I speak to the young people, that is amazing. You know, I've had young people this weekend come and talk to me about cancer and ask me about cancer and ask me about my cancer and tell me stories about their parents and their family, you know, and that is the massive breakthrough. So as climbers, I'd like to say thank you very much to everybody, and let's keep this going. It's a massive thing, and now hopefully we've broke into America, and we can, you know, America as a continent, and we can take it further. And I'd just like to say thank you very much to Commander for letting us host this donation at this event, because it's a fantastic wall, it's been a fantastic event, and there's been some fantastic climbing, so let's hope it continues.
He's good at that, isn't he? He had an idea we might sell a couple of t-shirts, and just 6-7 months later we've raised enough money to make £10,000 donations on each of the 5 continents. The first one was in Australia, the second one was in France. Sorry, for France. And the third one is here at the youth, and I think that's important that you mention the fact that the young people are really getting behind it. It's not just an old person's disease, it can hit lots of people. I'll do a very brief résumé of that in French. Donc il remercie tout le monde, c'est pas lui, c'est nous tous qui avons acheté des t-shirts, des suites, etc. Ce qui l'intéresse, c'est aussi le côté sensibilisation, parce que le fric c'est bien, mais passer le message qu'on peut parler du cancer avec le sourire, c'est quand même nouveau. Et on le fait avec ces t-shirts qui sont colorés. On a plein de photos sur la page Facebook et tout le monde a la banane en parlant. C'est quand même extraordinaire. Et ça, c'est grâce à lui. Je le dis parce qu'il ne me comprend pas. C'est vraiment une inspiration. Je sais que Ryder et Elan, par exemple, quand ils étaient venus à Briançon, ce qui les a marqués, c'était pas autant la compétition, c'était aussi d'avoir rencontré ce mec. Et moi, je l'avais eu au téléphone très longuement, bien sûr, parce qu'il parle comme pas deux, avant Noël. Et maintenant que je l'ai rencontré, franchement, il n'y a rien de plus motivant pour continuer la cause des grimpeurs contre le cancer. Voilà, donc assez pour les paroles. Maintenant, les gestes qui vont avec. Yeah, that was short, actually. So, finished with all the talk, now for action. It's time for John to make the official presentation. If you would, young man. There we go, it's a big check with a lot of zeros, and it's all down to you. And it doesn't stop here. Keep buying your t-shirts, your sweatshirts, and there'll be a few new products coming online as well, so that we can keep making these donations and say goodbye to this disease. Now I'd like to hand over the mic to our BCCF representative. Sorry, hold the check up for the photo. Yeah. Yeah, sun's out for the donation. Okay, so here we go. If you'd like to share a few words with us, thanks.
Hi folks, my name is Alyssa Grace and I'm the Senior Director for the BC Cancer Foundation here in Victoria, and I'm delighted to be here as the charity of choice for Climbers Against Cancer. We have a really simple mandate. That's to raise funds that will advance the research that will help cancer patients and their families with care and research and advancements. Our vision is a world free of cancer, and cancer research is advancing, accelerating, and optimistic, and it's only possible because of philanthropy through generous support for individuals and groups like yourselves. Statistics are staggering. There'll be 24,000 new diagnoses this year in BC alone. There'll be 5,000 of them on the island. 1 in 3 of us will face cancer in our lives. But despite those disheartening numbers, outcomes, survival rates, and quality of life are improving, and they're improving because of research. Treatments are more effective, fewer side effects, are allowing people to live longer with better quality of life. So research is working, but not for everybody. So therefore our job is not over. BC lays claim to some of the best cancer outcomes in Canada, and in some cases the world. We attribute this outstanding survival data as part of our evidence-based treatment protocols, the access that our patients have to clinical trials, and the screening programs that we have. Your support of cancer research is yielding options for cancer patients and their families like never before. 3 quick examples of what's going on right here in Victoria. We have the Dealey Research Centre that's right now been studying for many years the immune system and its action against cancer. We're now among the top few labs in the world who are establishing treatment protocols and researching them to turn the immune system on, to turn cancer off. We also are the home of the tumor tissue repository. We have thousands of samples of tumors that researchers from all over the world can access for their researcher. So they're calling Victoria to get their help. The future is bright, but there's still much work to be done. Research and improvements to care are working, but not yet for everyone. And that is why philanthropy remains so critical. So thank you all for being supportive and for being our partners in discovery. Have fun.
Thanks very much for that. 1 sur 3 touchés par le cancer, ça donne quand même matière à réfléchir. Et donc c'est d'autant plus important qu'on se mette tous derrière cette cause. Okay, it's time for the family photo. Everybody knows that climbing is family. That means you. Up you come. Get you around the back, I think. If this is like it usually is at weddings, where it's like, can you move in? Can you do this? Can you sit down? We could be here all afternoon. But no, we have finals to set, so let's do this well, but do it quickly. See Kai Leitner, he's just like, you cheats. Coming up the side. Peter Dawson, you should be ashamed. Now don't spread out too much to the sides because Christian's going to have problems getting you all into shot. So if we've got anybody really tall, like Tyler, you could maybe choose to go to the back. We can get some people kneeling at the front. Okay, we have a competition going on in the meantime, of course, so just to let you know that the youth B-mail is updated and posted, and the junior females are up. So, les minimes garçons mis à jour sont à l'affichage et les juniors filles le sont également. So everybody runs off the stage. Right, you're gonna need to come in, I think. Do you need them to come in from the side still, Christian? Or have you got everybody in? As long as they stay in that kind of shape, yeah? Okay. I think the first standing row are going to need to crouch just a little bit because, mind you, he's up high, so. Okay, any more for any more? Check. I'll tell you what, can you? Look at that. Like that? Is that good? Any more? Christophe Billon, one of our officials. Is that it? Okay, let's go. Where'd I go? Where'd I go? Where'd I go? Everybody smile! It is. Jesus. Don't move. Ever. Wait for it, wait for it. He's a happy man. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much, everybody. Been good climbing this afternoon. Keep smiling. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, okay, so now the facility is going to close because the setters are going to be putting the routes up for the finals. On va fermer l'ensemble du...
Well, fantastic
Des lieux
there, a presentation
va
by
falloir
John
évacuer
Ellison and the Climbers Against Cancer team.
parce que
All of our
les ouvreurs vont mettre en place les
competitors,
finales.
the judges, the coaches up here as well. A lot of people from just around the area here getting up on stage to show their support, and what an amazing opportunity for Climbers Against Cancer to greet the world and say hello to all of you as well. We're going to take a short break now so that the route setters can reset all of these routes. We're going to be back just a little bit before 4:30 on this afternoon to bring you the finals here in Canada. We'll see you a little bit later on.
So,